when you look at the crowds today, you have maybe 5,000-6,000 people here. On the streets yesterday, 1 million people, 1 million Iranians in the street for the Ayatollah Khomeini. Does that not give you concern? Does that not make you afraid?
Because they are afraid, yeah, that's right. And most of the people don't say anything because they are afraid. And they are in silence, you know, they don't say anything.
Is this the silent majority of Iran out here now?
Yes, that's right.
Do you want the Shah to return?
Yes, Shah, return to the country.
What about you, Why do you want the Shah? Why does she want the Shah?
ما شاه میخوایم ما بیچاره این
شادی کشتنش حلاله کجای قرآن گفته
47 years we've been bleeding in the dark, under the shadow of the Islamic regime, with a stone-cold heart. They silenced our voices, they turned off our light. 58 days without internet, but we still fought the night. Our children took the streets, they raised their empty hands, and the world looked away. Do you understand? Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? 42,000 lives, 2 days, that's all it took. Mothers and fathers and sons, did you even look? We stand with Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, our hope and voice. Millions behind him marching, he is our only choice. He only fights for freedom, democracy and human rights. But you mock him in your chambers while he fights for our lives, to pull us out of this darkness, this century-long night, while you sign deals with our killers and call it diplomatic right. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? They hang 60, 40 souls one by one, hanged within 4 months by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? Do you feel anything at all? Or did something break inside you while Iran answered the call? Do you know Europe? What happened to you, Europe? What made you so cold? What turned your heart to stone? while our story went untold. Is oil worth more than blood? Is silence worth shame? Because while you negotiate with murderers, we are dying, calling your name. Do you know Europe? Do you know what's been done? Do you know Europe? 42,000 souls are gone, killed in 2 days by a regime drenched in blood. Do you know Europe? Or have you just given up? Do you know Europe? We are still here. We are still strong. Do you know Europe? How much longer? How much longer? How long? Do you know Europe?
To all of our friends around the world, under the yoke of the Islamic Republic, Iran is identified in your minds with terrorism, extremism, and poverty. The real Iran is a different Iran, a beautiful, peace-loving, and flourishing Iran. It is the Iran that existed before the Islamic Republic, and it is the Iran that will rise again from its ashes the day the Islamic Republic falls. So let me be clear about how a free Iran will act towards its neighbors and the world after the fall of this regime. In security and foreign policy, Iran's nuclear military program will end. Support for terrorist groups will cease immediately. A free Iran will work with regional and global partners to confront terrorism, organized crime, drug trafficking, and extremist Islamism. Iran will act as a friend and a stabilizing force in the region, and it will be a responsible partner in global security. In diplomacy, relations with the United States will be normalized, and our friendship with America and her people will be restored. The State of Israel will be recognized immediately. We will pursue the expansion of the Abraham Accords into the Cyrus Accords, bringing together a free Iran, Israel, and the Arab world. A new chapter will begin, grounded in mutual recognition, sovereignty, and national interest. In energy, Iran holds some of the largest oil and gas reserves in the world. A free Iran will become a reliable energy supplier to the free world. Policymaking will be transparent. Iran's actions will be responsible. Prices will be predictable. In transparency and governance, Iran will adopt and enforce international standards. Money laundering will be confronted. Organized corruption will be dismantled. Public institutions will answer to the people. In the economy, Iran is one of the world's last great untapped markets. Our population is educated, modern, with a diaspora that connects it to the four corners of the world. A democratic Iran will open its economy to trade, investment, and innovation, and Iran will seek to invest in the world. Opportunity will replace isolation. This is not an abstract vision. It is a practical one, grounded in national interest, stability, and cooperation. To achieve this, now is the time to stand with the Iranian people. The fall of the Islamic Republic and the establishment of a secular, democratic government in Iran will not only restore dignity to my people, it will benefit the region and the world. A free Iran will be a force for peace, for prosperity, and for partnership.
وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته ایم قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه روبروم یه واژه یه هدف به نام انتقامه پشت سرم دعای مادر و تو دستم تفنگ بابامه رو زبونم اسم شاه بگینین عشق بی انتهاست هر جا اسم ایران اومد اونجا صدای بچه رضاست فردا می نویسن تو کتاب قصه دیمار بگو با تیر جنگی کشتن بچه های بیگناه رو بگو از بخت مادرها شیر زنا و دختران بگو تنها شهید شدیم تا تنها نمونه شامون وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته ایم قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم باز و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه وقتی واسه غم نی گرچه قصه هامون کم نیست
همه خسته این قبولم ما فرصتی واسه ماتم نیست روشن میشه فردا خورشید سرزمین ما سرم بالا و سینه سپر بلند میگم جاوید شاه
سلام من به تو یار قدیمی منم همون هوادار قدیم
سید سلام چطوری مردک کلی کتلت شدین دایی بدون مدرک سلام بسیجی قهرمان رفتی پیش توسی با پنیر و یه نون سنگک سلام به محفل قرآنیتون سلام به مدیرای بحرانیتون سلام به حاجی اکبر و طوله هاش و خارج و رفقای ارگانیتون سلام به دزدای پول ملت که تش میفتین توی تور ملت سلام به همه شما کرکسایی که دارین نونتون رو میزنین تو خون ملت ساکتش زیر دست و پاک و تک بخورین حالا هی به یه بادکنک بدوین سلام آخر تو زندان باشه وقتی قرار به این آب خنک بخورین مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا اینو بگذاریم به خاک میرسیم تجزیه طلبی که به خاک بیرسیم ایران مردمش وطن پرستن از کرد تا بلوچ بری به فاک میرسی توف به هر چی مرسی است توف به هر کی در پی تجزیه است توف به لوی و همونی که شیفته ی گل ملیگرا تو وطن خدا نفسی هست سر کردستان همه برپا شدن بلوچستان فدای مهسا شدن شم واحد که شیر و خورشید ما بقی جعلی ها تنها شدن شادی باشه واسه همه در میهن کور بشه چه شهرچی اهریمن رخه رو بگید اون 6 کلاس سواد و خبرگان و مجد سری ترجیحن شبهای عروس و دامادی باشه برن سلامتی نوش کنن آبادی باشه مقصد کجاست میدون شهیاده به سمت اتوبان آزادی باشه سلام به نسل ندید پدیدا نبودیم ندیدیم قدیم مدیما شاه بود تو شادی کل میزدین حالا شاه بر میگرده پیک میزنین مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا
آهنگ به این خوشگلی با نوایده بود اسم یه مشخواهن رو توش بیاریم ولی خب لازم بود دیگه فکر کنم با نوایده
Let's go. میخوام بگم از دلم، از عشق به این میهنم، به امید روز شکست دشمن شاه برمیگرده به وطن. برگشتن پهلوی، وحشت هر اجنبی، بلند بگو همشهری شاه رضا پهلوی. نظام رسیده پرتگاه، بلند بگو جاوید شاه. برگشت شاه به میهن، دوای درد وطن. این آخرین نبرده، پهلوی برمیگرده. داره میاد پهلوی، زجه بزن سید علی. راه نجات وطن، پهلوی هموطن. ایران میشه گلستان، شاه که بیاد به ایران. ایران که شاه نداره، حساب کتاب نداره. آخون باید گم بشه، توپ تانک فشفشه. گم شو بیرون اجنبی، داره میاد پهلوی. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. ما شاه میخوایم نه ملا، بذار بشنوه دنیا. ایرانی داد بزن، شاه تو فریاد بزن. برگشتن پهلوی، وحشت هر اجنبی. بلند بگو هموطن، شاه رضا پهلوی. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. فریاد بزن جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه. بلند بگو جاوید شاه، شعار هر وطن خواه.
Look at us here today. We see so many flags representing so many nations. We know we are not alone, and we thank you for being with us. For all people around the world who stand today in unity with the Iranian people, this is not just because it's good for us, and you do it out of compassion and care for our rights to liberty and justice and equality and human rights. But understand that it is in your best interest too, to have, unlike this regime that has been propagating terror and radicalism, we the people of Iran are peacemakers and not warmongers. We like to be friends, especially with the free world. We'd like to be able to have the best neighborly relationship with the people of our area and the region, with the Arab countries, with Israel, and all our other neighbors. We are fighting for justice, we're fighting for human rights, we are fighting for liberty, we're fighting to put an end to all sorts of discrimination. Because as an Iranian, I stand here to tell you that I've dedicated 47 years of my life because I think that my country deserves far better than what we have right now. To now understand that their best remedy is to support the people of Iran, because ultimately a free Iran will be your best partner, not just to bring stability and peace, but it will be in your best economic interest and opportunities. Together we can prosper again, and the world will be so different once the Iranian people are free. I am here to guarantee a transition to secular democratic future. I am committed to be that leader of transition for you, so we can one day have the final opportunity to decide the fate of our country through a democratic, transparent process, through the ballot box and free elections. And let's make sure that this time, especially the free nations of this world and their governments, stand on the right side of history.
سلام من به تو یار قدیمی منم همون هوادار قدیم
سید سلام چطوری مردک کلی کتلت شدین دایی بدون مدرک سلام بسیجی قهرمان رفتی پیش توسی با پنیر و یه نون سنگک سلام به محفل قرآنیتون سلام به مدیرای بحرانیتون سلام به حاجی اکبر و طوله هاش و خارج و رفقای ارگانیتون سلام به دزدای پول ملت که تش میفتین توی تور ملت سلام به همه شما کرکسایی که دارین نونتون رو میزنین تو خون ملت ساکتش زیر دست و پاک و تک بخورین حالا هی به یه بادکنک بدوین سلام آخر تو زندان باشه وقتی قرار به این آب خنک بخورین مکبر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا اینو بگذاریم به خاک میرسیم تجزیه طلبی که به خاک بیرسیم ایران مردمش وطن پرستن از کرد تا بلوچ بری به فاک بیرسی توف به هر چی مرسی است توف به هر کی در پی تجزیه است توف به لوی و همونی که شیفته ی گل ملیگرا تو وطن خدا نفتی هست سر کردستان همه برپا شدن بلوچستان فدای محسا شدن شم واحد که شیر و خورشید ما بقی جعلیا تنها شدن شادی باشه واسه همه در میهن کور بشه چه شهرچی اهریمن رخه رو بگی تا اون 6 کلاس سواد و خبرگان و مجد سری ترجیحن شبهای عروس و دامادی باشه برن سلامتی نوش کنن آبادی باشه لحظت کجاست میدون شهیاده به سمت اتوبان آزادی باشه سلام به نسل ندید پدیدا نبودیم ندیدیم ندیم مدیما شاه بود تو شادی کل میزدین حالا شاه بر میگرده پیک میزنین مکبر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا مرگ بر ملا متولی ننگ در دنیا ننگ بر دوتا مجاهد چپی بعد از ملا
اگه به این خوشگلی با نو آیده بود اسم این عشقاین رو توش بیاریم ولی خب لازم بود دیگه فکر کنم با نو آیده.
Well, Durud Patriots, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, welcome to day 203 of Iran Revolution Live. And guys, it is Saturday, so I decided to jam out to one of my favorite songs before we get started because it always gets me hyped up, and I have the translations there so that you guys can follow along. And of course, that's probably the only use of the word takbir that I personally approve of and endorse, right? Because Hamid Fad, he's using takbir against the Muslim jihadis, right? So he's using it against them. Anyways, as always, let me know where you are tuning in from. If you're in the live stream chat, let me know in the live stream chat. And guys, I also want to give a big shout out to what I've noticed. They call themselves, or you call yourselves, the Rewatch Crew. So guys, not only is there, a community who tunes in whenever I'm live, but we also have a fantastic community of people who are always watching the replay because they can't catch the live stream. And they've, in the video comments, they're always commenting and they're, speaking with one another the same way that you guys are communicating and having conversations in the live stream chat. And they're calling themselves the Rewatch Crew. So I just want to give a huge shout out to the Rewatch Crew. And, if you're part of the Rewatch Crew, of course, let me know where you're tuning in from. Always interested to know. And I do try to read as many comments as I can. All right, guys, let's get started because there is a lot to go over. Let's start with this post here. So this is a recent post from someone is in both groups. Guys, all right, so Andrea, you are officially our ambassador, okay? Because Andrea, you are in both groups, you can be our ambassador, right? So you can like bridge the gap. So yeah, so the people, because there's a lot of people who are part of our Iran Revolution Live community who watch Iran Revolution Live and the Goldie Show, but you know, for one reason or another, they're not able to catch the live stream, so they always watch the video afterwards. So they call themselves the Rewatch Crew. So there we go. So Andrea, you are our official Rewatch Crew ambassador. There you go. Oh, guys, we have someone else as well. So we have Maltija, and Colorado Man. All right, guys. So we have a number of ambassadors. Perfect. Okay, great. So we are well represented with people who are part of both groups. I love that. That's fantastic. Anyways, shout out to everyone who's watching live. Shout out to everyone who's watching the replay. I appreciate all of you. All right, so let's start with this very interesting post from His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi. He is the Shah of Iran. Some people call him the Crown Prince. He's also the leader of Iran's Lion and Sun National Revolution. And he posted earlier today, authorities of the Islamic Republic regime have reportedly imprisoned a senior female police officer for standing with protesters. Colonel Shahrzad Zamiri, guys, by the way, the name Shahrzad, if that sounds familiar, that's because you guys know this name as Scheherazade, right? So you know Scheherazade from 1001 Arabian Nights. So it's not actually 1001 Arabian Nights. It's actually supposed to be 1001 Iranian Nights, but you know, the Arabs stole that from us, just like they stole pretty much everything else about our culture. And Scheherazade, the original, is actually pronounced Shahrzad. And as you can see within the name, here, let me make this screen a little bit bigger so you can see it more easily. Let me just remove the comments here. So as you can see, the name Shahrzad also has the word Shah in it as well. So if the name Shahrzad sounds familiar, that's because it's from, you know, 1001, it should be Iranian Nights. And of course, the princess in that story, her name was Scheherazade, which is actually pronounced Shahrzad, which is an Iranian name, by the way. So there you go. And it's actually a pre-Islamic Iranian name, right? So the name Shahrzad has nothing to do with Islam or, you know, Arabs or anything like that. It's purely an Iranian name. So there you go. Anyways, Colonel Shahrzad Zamiri was arrested after being accused of participating in Iran's January 2026 national uprising and helping protesters. No lawyer, no trial. 2 months in solitary confinement. No contact with her family. Her personal assets have also reportedly been confiscated. Her case shows that the Islamic Republic fears not only the Iranian people, but also those within its own institutions who refuse to take part in the regime's repression. Okay, so this is Colonel Shahrzad Zamiri, and she was arrested after she tried to help protesters on January 8 and 9. And she was held in solitary confinement. So, you know, when people are wondering, okay, are there, you know, Iranians within the system who have defected or, you know, are defecting? The answer is yes. However, many of them have to remain on the down low, right? Like they can't say anything openly because, as you can see, just like she didn't even do anything illegal. She was literally trying to help protesters from being murdered, right? Like she was trying to prevent young, innocent, unarmed Iranians from being murdered. And the Islamic regime saw that as a crime. And now she has been held in solitary confinement And we are just hearing about this now. Guys, you don't understand. There are thousands upon thousands of Iranians who are still missing. And we don't even know what's going on. We don't even know all their names, right? And oftentimes, the reason that we don't know if someone is missing or not is because when the Islamic regime takes someone and puts them in prison or whatever the case might be, they will tell their families, you have to be silent. You cannot tell anyone that we have arrested your family member and we're holding them in prison. If you speak out, we will execute them, right? So one of the reasons that we don't even know how many people are alive or dead or missing or whatever the case might be is because families are basically threatened by the Islamic regime into silence. So we are just today hearing about the story of Colonel Shahrzad Zamiri. And yeah, guys, I mean, keep in mind, like this uniform here, this is mandatory, right? Like, I guarantee you, she probably hates the fact that she has to wear this like Durka hijab, right? Because Iranian women, Iranian policewomen before 1979 didn't actually look like that, right? This is what, let me show you what Iranian policewomen looked like and how they dressed before the Muslim Nazis took over in 1979. Okay, here you go. So this is what this is how Iranian women police officers dress. Now this is some sort of like ceremonial uniform, but obviously you can tell, like, they're not wearing hijab, they're not wearing like the garbage bag, right? The garbage, like, no garbage bags allowed type of thing, right? Like, they basically dressed like any other police force in modern Western countries, right? And this was sort of their, I guess this was their ceremonial uniform. Let me see if I can find anything else. Look at this one. Okay, let me see this one here. So here's actually women. So these are women in the army, women in the Artish from, like, this is from 1970. So again, as you can tell, like no hijab, like no durka, no garbage bags, right? So women didn't wear garbage bags. In fact, they were discouraged from wearing garbage bags over their heads. Everyone was very sharply dressed, pristine, modern, very, very chic, right? Very chic. Just, like you look at this image of Iranian women in the army from 1970, and this makes you proud. Like, as an Iranian, I look at this and this makes me proud. I'm like, this is who we were before the Muslim Nazis took over. And of course, unfortunately, after Islam and Sharia law took over, they basically forced Iranian women to wear garbage bags like this, right? So garbage bags. And, I do comment a lot on how the police in occupied Iran are part of the Islamic regime. And that is 100% true, guys. Like, for the vast majority, the police are basically part of the repression system, the repression apparatus of the Islamic regime. The police aren't there to keep Iranian people safe. The police are there to protect the Islamic regime. However, of course, there are many Iranians within the system, within the IRGC system, who are opposed to the Islamic regime and who don't actually want the Islamic regime, but for one reason or another, right? Like, guys, people still have to work. They still have to work. They still have to pay their bills, right? And so given how terrible the economy is, a lot of people are desperate for government jobs. This is one of the other ways that the Islamic regime keeps the Iranian people, suppressed and oppressed, because if you rely on the government for your paycheck, then you're not going to really rise up against them, at least not publicly, right? Because if you do, you're literally risking your life. And this is why His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi, right, he's made it very clear that anyone who is within the Islamic regime system, as long as their hands are not covered with the blood of the Iranian people, and as long as they haven't murdered, Iranians, and they're not they're not guilty of crimes against humanity, they are welcome to defect and to join the Iranian National Lion and Sun Revolution. And to date, there are countless tens of thousands who have defected. We don't have the exact number. I mean, I don't. His Royal Highness and his team, they have the exact number. Of course, that exact number is confidential because, we don't want to give any information away to the Islamic regime. But we do know that countless tens of thousands have defected. But those defections, right, it has to be kept quiet, because if you do anything against the Islamic regime, you will be jailed and your life could very well be at risk. And that's exactly what's happening to this police officer, Colonel Shahzad Zamiri, because she is guilty of trying to prevent the Islamic regime from murdering innocent, unarmed Iranian civilians on January 8 and 9. And so basically, guys, it's like literally the opposite, right? Like within the Islamic regime, it's like opposite land. Like it's like the Islamic hellhole where it's opposite land, because only in the Islamic regime can someone be arrested and put into solitary confinement and tortured for the crime of trying to prevent the Islamic regime from murdering Iranians, right? Like it's literally the opposite. She's in jail because she didn't want to murder Iranians. She's in jail because she tried to stop the murder of innocent Iranians, right? This is how evil the Islamic regime is. They will reward the terrorists, the Muslim Nazis who murder Iranians, and they jail the ones who try to save lives, right? Welcome to the Islamic regime. So there you go. I want to start off with her story because, again, I speak a lot about the Islamic regime, but I also want to, guys, everything is nuanced, right? And I've spoken about the defections before. And this is one prime example of someone who has, defected, and she's paying the ultimate price now. She's paying the price. No lawyer, no trial, 2 months in solitary confinement, no contact with her family. Her personal assets have also reportedly been confiscated, right? So, I mean, welcome. I don't know what else to say. Like, welcome to the hell of being an Iranian within the Islamic regime. Okay. We have, unfortunately, news of another execution. So, as the United States continues their boom booms against the Islamic regime, the Islamic regime is retaliating by murdering young Iranians, because the Islamic regime, they're not afraid of the United States or Israel, right? Like the Islamic regime believes that they can outlast President Trump's administration, and they're going to go after Israel, or, whatever, like their crazy jihad. But the Islamic regime is legitimately afraid of the Iranian people, because the Islamic regime knows that the Iranian people pose the biggest threat to them. And so the weaker the Islamic regime gets, right? Like the closer we get to the overthrow of the Islamic regime, the more vicious they're going to get, because these authoritarian dictatorships, they rely on this image of power, okay? So no matter how weak they are internally, and believe me, the Islamic regime is incredibly weak, they rely on this image of power to try and maintain control of the population. And so the Islamic regime has been speeding up executions of young Iranians in order to try and discourage the Iranian people from rising up, right? So basically, the Islamic regime is like, we're just going to keep on executing Iranians to make sure that you guys don't rise up. Except it's actually having the opposite effect, right? So, maybe in the past, right? Like, guys, in the 1980s, right? So from 1979 to 1989, when the Islamic regime was mass murdering Iranians, right? Like, I think in the span of so let me put it this way. From 1979 to 1989, the Islamic regime executed somewhere between 30,000 to 40,000 Iranians. Okay, that was in one decade. That was from 1979 to 1980. And those mass executions back in the 80s, that was essentially, to prevent the Iranian people from rising up, to scare the population, to keep them subdued. And, at the time it worked. People were scared. Now people are not scared anymore. And keep in mind, prior to January 8 and 9, the largest massacre of Iranians happened in the 1980s, when, somewhere between 30,000 to 40,000 Iranians were executed within 10 years, from 1979 to 1989. However, on January 8 and 9, in literally in the span of 2 days, over 54,000 innocent unarmed Iranians were murdered by the Islamic regime. Over 54,000. I mean, the number is probably much higher. We don't know how much higher it is, but we know that it's at least 54,000 based on what President Trump has said, and, the intel that he has. But guys, I guarantee you the number is much higher. So ever since that massacre, that was sort of like, that was it for Iranians, right? Like, at that point, the Iranian people, right, we as like a nation, we're like, okay, well, you guys are killing us regardless. And so at this point, Iranians, like, they don't fear the Islamic regime anymore, okay? They don't fear the Islamic regime, because we know and understand that if the Islamic regime survives, more of us will be killed. More of us will be killed. So the only way to prevent more deaths is to get rid of the Islamic regime and overthrow the Islamic regime. The Islamic regime, however, being the savage 7th century Muslim barbarians that they are continuing their jihad against the Iranian people. And they still think that, if they speed up executions and if they murder more Iranians every day, that this will somehow scare the rest of the population into submission. What they don't understand is that we are well past that point, right? Like, they have murdered so many of us, and the crimes they have committed are so horrific that there is no turning back. There's no turning back for us. So the Islamic regime is falling. The Islamic regime is collapsing. They know that. However, they are still desperately trying to maintain some sort of semblance of power or legitimacy or authority, right? And unfortunately, today they murdered another young Iranian, and he was only 20 years old. So Islamic regime authorities executed 20-year-old protester Arvin Khairkhah at Shahrud prison on Saturday morning, according to information obtained by Iran International, amid concerns that several other detainees could also face execution. Khairkhah was arrested during the January protests and sentenced to death by a revolutionary court. Guys, so do you know why the Islamic regime calls their courts revolutionary courts? That's because the Islamic Revolution, it didn't end in 1979. Their Islamic Revolution began in 1979. And ever since 1979, they have maintained these revolutionary courts, because these revolutionary courts, the sole purpose of these courts, and I say court in quotation marks because these are not real courts. So this is not there's no justice here, right? This is not an actual court. This is basically like a kangaroo court. It's all fake, right? It's the whole thing is done in literally less than 10 minutes, okay? Your entire trial is less than 10 minutes, and then within 10 minutes the judge, by the way guys, the judge is a mullah, right? The judge is a turban head, okay? So the judge, it's not like in a normal Western country where, for example, in Canada, let's say, in order to become a judge, right, you have to go to law school, you have to practice, you have to pass the bar exam, and then you have to practice law for 10 years. And then after 10 years as a lawyer, you can then apply to become a judge, right? And then there's a strict vetting process. And then of course there's a lot of training, right? So judges in Western societies, there's a vetting process. Now, I know in the United States it's a little different. It's a little bit political. In Canada, it's also becoming more political as well. But regardless of how much we complain about the justice system in Western countries, and guys, there are there are ways to improve the justice system. I definitely agree. Because there are certain judges that I think are absolutely garbage. Like that one American judge, that woman who, oh my gosh, I can't remember the names now, but it was that woman judge who set bail for this guy who then he eventually ended up murdering. What was her name? Irina, the Ukrainian girl on the bus. Remember that woman judge who gave bail. Oh my gosh, it's the names are I can't remember right now, but you guys know who I'm talking about. That female judge, she was an activist judge, and she basically granted bail to that insane guy who had been, yeah, Irina, yeah, exactly, Irina. So the judge, that American judge, right? She granted bail to that insane guy who then ended up stabbing Irina to death on a bus, and everyone just I watched that video. It was horrific, right? So I don't know. So there are there is room for criticism within Western democratic societies, right? Always we can improve the system, improve legislation, whatever the case might be. But at the very least, the vast majority of judges, they have some sort of legal background, legal experience, right? They go through a vetting process, okay? When it comes to the Islamic regime, right, these revolutionary courts, the judge is basically a durka. The judge is a turban head, right? So the judge is essentially an imam, and their only education is the Quran, right? So revolutionary court is basically another word for either like Sharia law or jihad, right? So think of it as like whenever they call it like a revolutionary court, it's basically like a court of jihad. It's a court of jihad, and they rely on the law of Islam, okay? Sharia law, Islamic law. And so this 20-year-old Iranian protester, Arvin, right? Just because he wanted freedom, right? He wanted to live in a free and secular democratic country that is not controlled by Islam, right? So he, just like millions and millions of other Iranians, wants to live a normal life in a normal country. The Muslims, the Muslim invaders, the Muslim occupiers, they charged him and convicted him of muharibeh, which basically means waging war against, it's not God, it's waging war against Allah, okay? So, if you are an Iranian, if you speak out against the Islamic regime, and if you say that you want to live in a secular democratic country, because the Muslims are occupying Iran and because the Muslims have control of Iran, if you say that you don't want Islam and you want a secular country, according to Islamic law, according to their book, the Quran that you know they worship or whatever, saying that you don't want to live under Islamic law is considered waging war against Allah. And if you're waging war against Allah, according to their book, according to their religion, that is a crime punishable by death. So, because this 20-year-old young man, I'm going to show you his picture in a moment, because this 20-year-old young man didn't want to live under Islamic law, he was considered an enemy of Allah. Allah is their demon god, right? Their demon god. And they murdered him. They hanged him. He was transferred to solitary confinement on Wednesday ahead of execution. Guys, remember, whenever someone is transferred to solitary confinement, that basically means they're getting ready to execute them. His family, guys, this is heartbreaking. His family gathered outside Shahrud prison on Friday night in an attempt to stop the sentence from being carried out. According to information received by Iran International, Khairkhah told his family in a final conversation, "Don't let them forget me. We stood up for the liberation of our homeland. Don't let the path we chose be silenced." This is him. This is Arvin Khairkhah, who was hanged this morning by the Muslims occupying Iran for the crime of wanting to live in a free, secular, democratic Western society, right? He just wanted what we have. He just wanted what those of us who live in Western democratic countries have. And the Muslims hanged him. They executed him for that because apparently, and guys, this is important for you to understand as well, because this is not something that's just limited to the Islamic regime, okay? This is Islamic law. This is Sharia law, right? So when you have people from Muslim countries coming to Western democratic countries, and when they demand equality of religion, and when they demand that their religious beliefs be treated equally, that is a red flag, because their religious beliefs, okay, within their religious beliefs, their book, right, their demon book, the Quran, says that it is their Allah given responsibility as a Muslim to murder anyone who threatens the expansion of Islam. So that's why the Islamic regime, that's why the Muslims who are occupying Iran are murdering young Iranians who want a secular country. because Iranians who are fighting for freedom, basically like 85 million of us, because we want freedom from Islam, that is viewed as a crime against Allah, right? We are waging war against Allah, their demon god, and so they murder us for that. Okay? They murder us because according to their religion, they are allowed to do so. In fact, according to their religion, they are obligated to murder non-Muslims who threaten the expansion of Islam. So keep that in mind. And Arvin Khairkhaw's final words again: don't let them forget me. We stood up for the liberation of our homeland. Don't let the path we chose be silenced. Arvin, we will not forget you. We will not forget you. It's just so devastating, guys. Jeez. Okay. Let's go to something that will, nothing can really cheer us up, right? But I guess make us feel a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. So, guys, oops, my browser has lost connection to screen share audio. Ew, look at his ugly face. ریخت و قیافش رو نگاه کن. چقدر مزخرفن اینا. اصلا look at his face, guys. Like this is the face of, like, when I say that the Islamic regime, they're like the feces of Satan, this is what I'm talking about. Like, look at this guy. Like, look how evil and inbred he looks. Like, right? Anyways, I have to reshare my screen because I lost audio. And I might have to like share audio at some points. I just want to do this before I forget. Okay. So this garbage, this feces of Satan, this is Mohammad Asghari, head of public relations and commander of the resistance Basij unit of the National Iranian Gas Company, on his way back from the ceremony marking the start of the Hosseini Arba'in pilgrimage. Due to an accident, was sent off to okay. So basically, so this guy, like, he's an Islamic regime Durka. So he is part of the Islamic regime. He's a Muslim Nazi terrorist. And I guess he was doing his pilgrimage to Karbala for Arba'in. So remember, guys, I spoke about this earlier. Arba'in is like, it's like this Shia holiday where all the Shia Muslims, they go to Iraq and they go to, like, I don't know, Karbala or whatever, and they go there to basically like honor their dead Arab warlord, right? Hassan or Hussein or whatever. Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, I don't know, one of the imams, right? Hassan or Hussein, I can't remember which one. It doesn't matter. They're all, basically there's 12 imams. They're basically all dead Arab warlords, except for the 12th imam. Remember, the 12th imam, he's stuck in a well. And he's stuck in a well, and then the Muslim Nazis, like the Shias, they believe that in order to free the imam, they have to bring about Armageddon, and in order to bring about Armageddon, they have to destroy Israel. So Shia Islam, when it comes to like their mythology around the 12th imam, it's kind of like that movie The Ring. You know how, like, The Ring, there's like a demon that's stuck in a well, and then the demon comes out and starts murdering people, like that girl? That's basically the 12th imam of like the Shia Muslims. Sorry, guys, I'm like losing my voice here. Anyway, so Arbaeen is like one of their holidays where they worship one of their dead Arab warlords. So they all make a pilgrimage to Iraq. I think it's Karbala or wherever. I don't know, man. Not my circus, not my monkeys, right? They go there, and then actually, guys, I shared this earlier with you. I think it was a few days ago. Remember when where was it? It was like a couple days ago. Wait, let me see if I can find it. Remember a few days ago, I shared footage of what like the Durkas were doing in Arbaeen in Iraq. Like they were 201. I think it was here. It was one of them. Let me see if I can find it. Where they were oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna find this here. But it was the one where they were like throwing shoes. Do you remember? Like they were throwing shoes at like Trump and Netanyahu, and this was during like their jihadi like Muslim celebration to like Arbaeen or whatever. Anyways, I can't find it now, but it was in one of like the previous ones. And it was like that video of them like hitting shoes at Trump, right? Maybe I can find it on X. I can't find it in my links here, but like it's insane. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. Yeah, so this is the one. This is the video. Okay, I found it. Someone posted it on X. So here you guys. But guys, remember I shared this video earlier. So again, keep in mind, Arbaeen, this is apparently like the Shia religious holiday where all the Shia Muslims, they basically do like a pilgrimage to like Iraq, like Karbala or Najaf, basically, to like worship one of the dead Arab warlords, Hussein or Hassan or whatever. And then as part of the pilgrimage, the Muslims, they printed this giant banner of like President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu. And then as part of their like religious ceremony, they're throwing shoes at President Trump and Netanyahu. Wait. And then of course, like this one guy, this one Durka, he's literally like lifting up his kid, and he's like, I don't know if it's actually, you know what? I don't know if it's his kid or not, but the guy's just like picking up this kid, and he's just like whipping this child at like President Trump's face, right? Like these are the Muslim freaks that are immigrating to your countries, and they're like, oh, Islam is the religion of peace. Oh, religious equality. Woo, Islamophobia, right? But this is literally what they do behind the scenes, guys. Watch this. And then these people literally they mass migrate to your countries, and then they're like, Islam is the religion of peace. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Anyways, there you go. This is what the Muslim Shias do during their pilgrimage to Iraq to worship the dead Arab warlord Hassan or Hussein, or I don't know, whatever, one of the two. I honestly, like, I can't even be bothered to like check whether it's Hassan or Hussein, because it doesn't even make a difference to me, right? Like, they're all a bunch of dead Arab warlords that like the Shia Muslims are worshiping, right? So like, you know, I don't care about some dead Arab warlord, but this is part of their religious ceremony. And then these people, they mass migrate to, like, you know, your countries, and they're like, oh, freedom of religion, all cultures are equal. Yeah, right. Okay, there you go. Right? Like, this is who they are. This is who they are. Right? Anyways, so going back to this Qutlet. So this Qutlet, this, you know, Islamic regime terrorist, he is part of the Islamic regime. He's not on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, guys. He's not on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, because the Boom Boom Bingo sheet is only for the sort of like the high level. Okay, Boom Boom Bingo sheet is for the high level people, and I don't see him on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet. He's not important. The guy's not even important enough to be on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, right? Boom Boom Bingo sheet is only for like very, like, you know, influential top level people. He's not there. He's not there. He's not there. Nope. He's not there. Because he was actually like, he was like a voluntary Durka. He wasn't even like, I don't know, anyways. So, but he was part of the system, right? So, this Durka, supposedly, like, on his way back from his, you know, worshipping the dead Arab warlord Hassan or Hussein in Iraq, there was a random car accident, and he became a Qutlet. And Iranians are taking this as, or treating this as very suspicious, right? So suspicious in the sense that they don't think it was just a random car accident, okay? They think that perhaps there's something more to this story. But either way, this Durka has been sent back to hell where he belongs. So that's, you know, one less Muslim Nazi terrorist. And, you know, of course, keep in mind, guys, remember, these people are not Iranian, right? They're not Iranian, because real Iranians, we don't worship dead Arab warlords, right? We don't worship the occupiers or the colonizers, right? Like, why would we do that? That's literally insane. We don't worship them. But the ones who do, especially those within the Islamic regime system, that's because the vast majority of them are not Iranian. Like, look at his face. It just, I don't know, man. It's wild. It's wild, right? But anyway, so you know, but you know what? I guess you can say, like, he achieved his ultimate goal, right? He achieved his ultimate goal of martyrdom, right? Like, he basically went to Iraq to worship the dead Arab warlord Hassan or Hussein or whatever. And then, you know, during the pilgrimage, he was martyred. So now he's, you know, in hell with his dead Arab warlord Hassan or Hussein or whatever. So, you know, they're all burning in hell together. So I guess he achieved his wish of martyrdom or whatever. Anyway, so there's one Qutlet news. And we have more. Guys, we have more. We have more Qutlets. So, apparently, IRGC Ansar al-Mahdi division in the city of Zanjan had 3 KIAs in the US airstrikes last night. So, still waiting for confirmation, because this is not, I know I follow this person, but, you know, again, not an official news outlet, but it is a little bit challenging to get news coming out of occupied Iran, because oftentimes when Durkas are exterminated or Qutleted, the Islamic regime won't announce it until months later, right? Like, for example, only a few days ago, the Islamic regime confirmed that 4 fighter pilots who were on their way to attack the US base in Qatar, they were boomed and cutleted on March 1st. But the Islamic regime didn't confirm that until just a few days ago, because they're trying to, like, you know, hide everything under the rug, right? Like, just trying to hide it and just be like, nothing is happening here. Don't look over here, right? So this could very well be true. It probably is true. Just, I always take everything with a grain of salt until it's, like, you know, formally confirmed. But this is pretty much the only way that we can get news coming from inside of occupied Iran. So this is, if true, this is great news. So here are 3 more cutlets. So I have more khabar marg for you guys. Guys, okay, pop quiz time. Pop quiz time. Who remembers what khabar marg means? And Iranians, you're not allowed to answer. Taghalobi nakonin. If you're Iranian, you can't answer. That's cheating. Okay, I turned on the chat. Pop quiz time. Who remembers what khabar marg means? No, it's not dishonorable. Dishonorable is bishara. My gosh, look at this. Still waiting. I'm still waiting. It's not rest in pieces. See? Savok, you can't cheat. No cheating. What's khabar margish? Yes, there. Oh my gosh, guys. True la la la. True la 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 9007 got it. Khabar margish means the message of death, or you know, the news of their death. Guys, everyone, put a T in the chat for True La 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 9007. Guys, some of your names are really funny to pronounce. I apologize, but there you go. Guys, I'm telling you, we have like a high IQ chat here. Look at that. True La La La, you got that one. It's, guys, it's a hard one to pronounce. Let me spell it out for you. So I'm kind of writing it out like phonetically. So it's khabar margish, which means the news of their death, right? So khabar margish. I don't know. It's a hard one. It's a hard one to pronounce, but there you go. True Lala got it though. Man, we have, like, guys, I'm so impressed with the Iran Revolution Live community. High IQ stuff. There you go. So that's how it's pronounced. Khabar margish, the news of their death. So, but at the same time, you know, at least we potentially have the news of the deaths of some Durkas. Khabar margishun. So there's some khabar mag for you guys. Let's see what else I have for you. We also have, ooh. So this is from Farce News Agency. Guys, I actually have this account blocked because this account is basically like an Islamic regime account, right? So I usually tend to block Islamic regime accounts on X for, you know, anyone from the United States who's watching. If you're connected with President Trump or his administration, quick question: why are the Muslim Nazis allowed to operate on X, which is an American company, and why are they allowed to spread their anti-American jihadi propaganda on an American platform when the Iranian people are blocked from using X? So I don't know. I think this account and all these accounts should probably be banned. Just, my 2 cents on that. But anyways, so I have an amazing team, and my team works hard, get me the info. So even though I have them blocked, once in a while I'll share their garbage. So they posted a couple days ago martyrdom of a police officer in Iran-Shah County. So guys, remember, police officer within the Islamic regime, that basically means Muslim Nazi terrorist. So a Muslim Nazi terrorist was martyred. Sistan and Baluchistan province. An hour ago, armed individuals opened fire with firearms at a law enforcement officer. So guys, again, keep in mind, this is like a total gaslighting when it comes to the narrative, right? So these are Iranian freedom fighters who are fighting back against the Muslim Nazis. And yet the Islamic regime, they're portraying this, they're portraying the Muslim Nazi as a law enforcement officer, and the freedom fighters as, criminals, right? And in this incident, Second Lieutenant Mehran Salarzadeh was martyred. Well, you know what? Good. He achieved his dream of martyrdom, and now he's rotting in hell with Hassan and Hussein and Muhammad and Allah and like whatever, right? So guys, keep in mind, this is not the same, right? Like this is not the same scenario as United States or Canada or elsewhere, right? Remember, these are the Muslim, these are the, let me show you as a reminder. Let me show you the police officers, the police officers, okay? Here you go. So these are the so-called law enforcement officers in occupied Iran, okay? The police officers, and I say this in quotations because calling them police is an insult to police officers, okay? I have a lot of respect for police officers in Canada, in the United States, right? Like, hashtag Thin Blue Line. I'm all about that. 100% support our men and women in blue. Like, you guys go out and you risk your lives every day to keep our society safe. So much love and respect for you guys. These Durkas that call themselves police officers are insulting the name of the police, right? Because these police officers, these so-called law enforcement officers, are the ones who were mass murdering Iranians on January 8 and 9. And this is footage of them, like this is footage of one of them who is loading up these giant bullets into this like machine gun that is like attached to the back of their pickup truck. And this anti-aircraft or anti-armored, vehicle, military grade machine gun, this is not meant for war. This machine gun is used to murder Iranian people, right? So, like, watch this.
آجی آنانی که ترسی از مرگ ندارد بیشک از شجاعت خواهند مرد ببین صدای تیر شنیدی نتر.
And then, the most insane thing about this is that the person that's filming this video and speaking, that person is an Afghan. That's an Afghan terrorist who is part of the Fatimiyun, right? Because the Islamic regime, they bring in non-Iranians to murder Iranian people and suppress them, right? So this Afghan terrorist who's filming this video, he's taunting the Iranian people and he's saying, don't worry, when we shoot you, you won't even hear the sound of the bullet because you're going to be dead before you even know what happened to you, okay? And he's saying that while he's filming this police officer loading this machine gun. And guys, keep in mind, like this here, right? This is what police vehicles look like in occupied Iran. And this word right here, that's police. Okay, so that's the letter P. Remember, guys, so in the Persian language, we have the letter P. So that's P, and then L, and then this is E, and then this is S. Okay, so this is literally a police vehicle, and the law enforcement officer is loading that machine gun with 50 caliber bullets. That machine gun fires 600 rounds a minute. So if you're wondering, how is it that over 54,000 innocent unarmed Iranians were murdered on January 8 and 9? This is how. This is how. Like, watch this video.
آجی آنانی که ترسی از مرگ ندارد بیشک از شجاعت خواهند مرد. ببین صدای تیر شنیدی نترس، چون گلوله‌ای که بخواد تو رو بکشه صداشو نمیشنوی. ولی یادت باشه چشمی که ترس نداره همیشه برنده است. و سلام.
There you go. So this is how, this right here, this is how the Iranian people were murdered. And this is how we are still being murdered. These are the so-called police officers. These are the so-called law enforcement officers. And believe me, like I've shared this video with my friends who are police officers in Canada and the United States, and they're absolutely horrified. Like they can't even fathom, right? Like they can't even fathom that someone could be so evil. And the police officers that I've shared this video with, for them it's almost it's insulting to them, right? It's like these savages are insulting and bringing disrepute to the name law enforcement officer or police officer. But again, these are not actually police officers, right? They just call themselves police officers. This is a totalitarian, authoritarian dictatorship. So they will just put whatever name they want on whatever, right? Think of like Big Brother Orwellian dystopia, where they had something called, like, it was like within the book 1984, they had the Ministry of Love, remember? And then the Ministry of Love was actually the Ministry of Torture, right? They would take you to the Ministry of Love. Think Pol. There was Think Pol, and then there was also like double speak, right? I think, guys, I really have to go back and read 1984. I haven't read 1984 in like, I think the last time I read 1984 was maybe like 10 years ago. It's one of my favorite books. I should go back and like reread 1984. It's so good. But Think Pol was one. And then there was also like double speak, right? The concept of double speak, where it's like you say one thing, but it actually means something else. So that's the best way to think about the Islamic regime, right? So whenever the Islamic regime, for example, right? So going back here now, so now that you guys understand what the law enforcement officers are like in occupied Iran, okay, now this makes more sense to you, because now you can put it in context, right? So armed individuals, by armed individuals, they mean Iranian freedom fighters. Okay, so Iranian freedom fighters opened fire with firearms at a law enforcement officer. By law enforcement officer, they basically mean a Muslim Nazi who drives around on the back of a pickup truck, firing 50 caliber anti-armored vehicle bullets into crowds of innocent unarmed Iranians, right? So this is the law enforcement officer that they're referring to, right? So the double speak. And, this guy, whatever Khabar Margish was martyred. Okay, good. I'm glad. Because what's that saying? It's like, mercy mercy to the cruel is like something like when basically like when you show mercy to evil people, you're harming the victims and the innocent people, right? So but this is like the Islamic regime, guys, everything about them, like it's double speak, okay? It's double speak. And unless you are, you know, Iranian, or unless, you know, you have, so I would basically say, of course, like we Iranians, we understand what this means, okay? So when I see this, right, I as an Iranian, I instinctively understand, okay, so the armed individuals are the resistance fighters, and the law enforcement officer is a Muslim Nazi, right? These are the law enforcement officers. And now, because all of you are tuning in, and you know, many of you are familiar with the Islamic regime and how they operate, and the gaslighting and the double speak, now all of you also have the tools that you need to recognize and understand the double speak and the gaslighting, right? Because keep in mind, remember what I always say, if their lips are moving, they are lying. And this here is no different. This is no different than that. So good. You know what? I'm glad. I'm glad because, you know, one less Muslim Nazi means less innocent Iranians are being murdered, right? More guys, more cutlets, by the way. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Okay. So, this is a funeral of more cutlets. Khabar margeshun. Good. You know what? This makes me happy. This makes me happy. It doesn't take away the pain of, you know, the news of Arvin's execution. I'm not going to lie, right? I mean, remember the Muslim Nazis, this morning, they executed a 20-year-old Iranian man, just because he wanted to live in a free Iran, and they executed him for the crime of waging war against Allah, right? They're demon gods. So anyone who says no to Islam, that basically means you are waging war against Allah, and then according to their religion, they can murder you. So they murdered 20-year-old Arvin this morning. And just as a quick reminder, his final words to his family was, "Don't let them forget me. We stood up for the liberation of our homeland. Don't let the path we chose be silenced." Well, Arvin, I can tell you, we will not allow you to be forgotten, and we will not be silenced, and we will make sure to finish what you started in honor of your memory. So yeah, right? Like nothing can take away the pain of hearing the news of, you know, and guys, can I just point something out? Can we just look at the difference? Look at the difference in appearance. Okay, guys? Like it's night and day. This is like night and day. Okay, let me go back here. Like, look at the difference here. Okay? Like, so this is an Iranian man, and this is a Muslim Nazi. Like, do you see the difference in facial features? Like, they don't even, like the Iranians, right? Like, attractive, like, you know, good facial features, like properly groomed, right? Like, we don't look inbred, right? Like, and then look at this guy. Like, which hellhole did he crawl out of? Which hellhole did he crawl out of? Right? Like I said, qiyafash Irani neez. I don't know of any Iranian that looks like this. I don't understand. Like, you know, I look at like the men in my family, none of the men in my family look like this. Right? Like, this, you know, Iranian, I don't know, maybe he's Palestinian or Iraqi, or I don't know which garbage hellhole he's from, but he's not Iranian. Like, I look at him and I'm like, there's nothing Iranian about his face. But these are the Arab Muslim invaders, right? These are the Arab Muslim invaders that are murdering our Iranian children. They're murdering our Gen Z. They're murdering our Gen Z. So, you know, the news of the Cutlets. This is why when I hear news or when I see images like this, I'm like, good, glad, more. I would rather see the Muslim Nazis die, because that means less young Iranians are being murdered. So these are apparently a whole bunch of Durkas who were Cutleted during the strikes by the United States and Saudi Arabia. So good. And they're all being buried in their Allahu Akbar jihad flag, right? So again, this is like the flag of the occupiers. Remember, whenever you see the Allahu Akbar jihad flag, this is the equivalent of this is the equivalent of the Nazi swastika flag, right? So just imagine if these coffins, instead of being covered with the Allahu Akbar jihad flag, they were being covered with like the Nazi swastika flag. Yeah. So that's what I see here. So basically what I see are a bunch of dead Nazis, and there's a bunch of like Nazis who are still alive who are murdering them. And so, I look at this and I'm just like, all right, when is it going to be your turn? Right? When is it going to be your turn? Because four dead Nazis isn't good enough. The only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. I said what I said. The only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. Because if you keep them alive, this is what they do. If you keep them alive, they murder innocent young Iranians who just want freedom. So this is why I say the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. Prove me wrong. And then here are the details of the four Muslim Nazi terrorists, right? The Cutlets. So, images of four members of the IRGC terrorist group who traveled to the land of oh my gosh. Okay, so okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to translate this, I guess. So when they say travel to the land of Ga, that basically means like the land of poop. Okay, so the land of feces. Okay, let's just, that is like probably like the best translation I can think of, like PG. So the land of feces. So this one of the accounts that I follow. So everyone's really excited about the fact that the Muslim Nazis are dead. So they're like, images of four members of the IRGC terrorist group who travel to the land of poop have been released. So basically, they've been boom-boomed. They've turned into cutlets, right? Images have been released of four members of IRGC terrorist group who, alongside forces from the Popular Mobilization Unit's terrorist group of the Islamic Republic, were killed in an attack attributed to the United States and Saudi Arabia in Iraq. Guys, ask yourselves this question. Why is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in Iraq? U.S. veterans or anyone who has served in the Iraq War, you guys can't answer because that's cheating. Okay, so if you've served in Iraq, first of all, if you served in Iraq, my utmost respect. Thank you for the service to the country. But if you've served, you can't answer this question because you know the answer to this question, right? Those who've served in Iraq, they know why the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps are in Iraq. So the Islamic Revolution, okay, you're close, but not really. The IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, is not actually a proxy. It is the Islamic regime. But the reason that the IRGC is in Iraq is because, it's this whole concept of jihad and expansionism. And also, many of them are actually from Iraq, right? Like the vast majority of the Islamic regime and people who serve in the IRGC, they're from Iraq, right? Like even Araqchi. Okay, so the foreign affairs minister. Okay, so let's go to our boom boom bingo sheet really quickly. So Araqchi, okay, the foreign minister, okay, his last name, Araqchi, means from Iraq. Okay, Araq means Iraq and Chi means from. So literally, the foreign minister for the Islamic regime occupying Iran is an Iraqi. He comes from Iraq. Okay, that's his last name, Araqchi. The vast majority of these Durkas, I told you, they're not Iranian. And just because they're born in Iran, may or may not have been born, right? Like a lot of them, they falsified their birth certificates, right? I mean, keep in mind, it's a totalitarian, authoritarian dictatorship, right? They can pretty much falsify anything, they can make up whatever they want, right? But the vast majority of them are not Iranian. They're from Iraq, like Araqchi, right? Araqchi, and he should just go back to Iraq where he belongs and just get the hell out of Iran. But anyways, just quick side note there. So going back to the Durkas. So yeah, a lot of them are from Iraq. And of course, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps under Qasem Soleimani, they were responsible for the murder and maiming of thousands of American service members during the Iraq War. Because when the United States went there, they were fighting the Islamic regime through their proxies. And in fact, some of my very close friends who served in Iraq, they have told me that they in fact fought the IRGC themselves, and they actually like boom boomed and pew pewed some of the like IRGC terrorists that they were fighting. And I was like, oh my gosh, guys, that's amazing. Like, thank you. Like, guys, if you want to impress an Iranian woman, just tell her, if you've ever exterminated an IRGC terrorist, like that's how you can like impress an Iranian woman right there. Just basically talk about how many of the IRGC terrorists you've killed or boom boomed. There you go. But anyway, so these IRGC terrorists were in Iraq, right? So here's one of them, another one, and another one. And, they've all been sent to the land of poop where they belong. Thank you, United States, for doing that, right? Because these are a whole bunch of Muslim Nazis. So there you go. These are the 4 Muslim Nazis. So that's basically, 4 less terrorists who are able to murder Iranians. And then, what? No, this can't be true. Okay, guys, I need answers. This has to be edited. Guys, I think this is edited. Okay, so here's some Iranian humor for you. Okay, so these are some Iraqi terrorists who were boom boomed by the United States. So they're part of the Hashd al-Shabi. And so Iranian humor for you. So someone took the original image, I'm assuming, and so these are like 3 like Iraqi terrorists, and they obviously like they photoshopped the faces of like these dead Muslim Nazis to, there you go, to make it seem as if like some sort of like weird, let me get rid of the comments here. It, you know, some weird like Iraqi boy band. Guys, these are not Iranian. These aren't Iranian. These are Iraqi. These are Iraqi Arabs, right? So yeah, there you go. This is making the rounds. So here you go. Here's some Iranian humor for you. Right? Yeah. We Iranians, we pretty much have we have a pretty dark sense of humor. So yeah, I actually find this hilarious. I really do, right? So remember, these are like Muslim Nazi terrorists that murder Iranians. So yeah. This the backdoor boys. Oh my gosh. There you go. The backdoor boys. Okay, guys, maybe we should do a poll. Okay, so we should, okay, let me, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a poll, but I need your guys to give me like the top 4, okay, give me like band names, and then I will see, like, I'll make a poll, and we'll see like which name the chat likes more. So we already have the Backdoor Boys. Backdoor Boys. What else do we have? Flock of Jihadi. Okay. Flock of Jihadi. Wait, I need to write this down. Oh my gosh, wait. Where's a pen? Because I can't do the poll. I can't do the poll and see the comments at the same time. So okay, so I have Backdoor Boys. Flock of Jihadi. Okay, let me see what else catches my eyes here. Basra Noise. Oh, the Hey Dad Boys. I like that one. I like them all. Sorry guys, I can only pick 4. So I'm just gonna like go through and I'm gonna see which ones catch my eyes. Backstreet Terrorists. Okay. This one's a good one. One Direction to Hell. Okay, all right, guys. Okay, I can't do more names. I can't take more names because the poll only allows me to have like 4 choices, right? So, okay. Let me make this poll. And then I'm going to take a quick break because I've been going for almost an hour and a half and I'm losing my voice. So I want to make myself like some tea or something. Okay. Okay, so we got the Backdoor Boys. Oh my gosh, this is so good. The Backdoor Boys, and then we have Flock of Jihadi. Oh my god, that one's so good too. And then we have the Hey Dad Boys. Oops, where'd it go? Media assets, widgets. Okay, the Hey Dad Boys, and then finally we have One Direction. Oh my god! You know what? This is amazing because I feel like we're covering like all of the the generations, right? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, all right, guys. So I'm gonna take a quick break. Wait, how do I do this? Let me pull up. Let me pull up something. We're gonna pull up our We're going to pull up our poll music, and I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get started, okay? So show. There we go. So this is the poll. So you guys can, like, in the live stream chat, you know, put in the number for whichever one that like, you know, you think this band should be called. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's how you vote. And I will be back in a few minutes. And guys, there's like something weird with the poll, but don't worry if you don't see the final numbers, because once I stop the poll, the final numbers will show up. So it'll just be like, it'll be a surprise for all of us. And then I will be back momentarily. Wait, what song do I want here? Sorry, guys. I didn't load up my song. Here we go. Okay.
Thank you, Trump, for the strength and the lead. Thank you, Bibi, for the words and the deed. The iron fist has crumbled. The tyrant's time is through. What we thought was impossible is finally coming true. The eagles and the stars, the red and the white, and the rising lions will end this long bitter night. Comedy died like a rat. Thank you for this powerful attack. Thank you, like a rat scurrying away, but he can't hide forever from the light of the day. Yeah, yeah, he lived like a rat, and he fell like one too. Now the sky over Iran is finally blue. To the IDF and the US, brave and bold. A story of liberation that will forever be told. You finished the job, you broke every chain. You washed away decades of blood and of pain. The IRGC is a ghost of the past. The freedom of the lion is here at long last. Coming a guy like a rat. Thank you for this powerful attack. Thank you, like a rat scurrying away, but he can't hide forever from the light of the day. Yeah, yeah, he lived like a rat, and he fell like one too. Now the sky over Iran is finally blue. King Reza Pahlavi, our hope and our light. He guided us to greatness, he led us from night. The leader of our future, the heart of our land. With him as our leader, democracy will stand. No more mullahs, no more fear. The golden age of Iran is finally here. Coming a guy like a rat. Thank you for this powerful attack. Thank you, like a rat scurrying away, but he can't hide forever from the light of the day. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you, baby. Tommy Chop, Reza Pahlavi.
Okay, so we're going to end the poll. Guys, if you haven't voted, it's now like basically now or never. Literally, now or never. What is the name of this jihadi Durka band from Iraq? Let me change the location. Okay, there we go. You know what? Let me just keep it there for now, actually. It was better over there with the layout of this. Okay, so I'm going to stop the poll, guys. I'm going to stop the poll. Let's see. Oh my gosh, guys. So the final answer is the Backdoor Boys. The Backdoor Boys at 43%. One Direction to Hell at 32%. Flock of Jihadi. You know what? Flock of Jihadi was my favorite one. Because they actually really do look like the Flock of Jihadi, right? Guys, if you've seen that song, right? From Flock of Seagulls, I walked along the avenue, right? They literally look like that, but you know what? They could fit under anyone. And then of course, the Hey Dad Boys, 10%. But guys, like this was close. Like they were all of these name suggestions were very, very, very good. But the Backdoor Boys, what? Oh my gosh. Okay, so guys, they are now officially called the Backdoor Boys. So, I mean, that's kind of fitting for them, right? Given their ideology. So there you go, guys. So these are the Backdoor Boys. So this image, pretty sure it's Photoshopped, pretty much guarantee it's Photoshopped, making the rounds on Iranian social media. And now on Iran Revolution Live, we are the first to point out and give them a name, and that name is the Backdoor Boys. So there you go. Okay. And okay, and guys, so now that we have the name of the Backdoor Boys, okay, we can now watch the funeral of the Backdoor Boys. So let me just change the view here so that we can see things a little bit better. Okay. So we are now going to watch the funeral of the Backdoor Boys. Where is it? Here we go. AJ McDurka. Oh no, AJ McDurka. Wait, which one? Let's go back. Which one is Brian? Okay, what are the Backstreet Boys' name? Isn't there there's like a Nick? Guys, okay, the middle one is, I feel like the middle one is Nick. The middle one is like Durka Nick. Okay, so this is like Durka Nick. Okay, this is Durka Nick. Because Nick was it Nick like the young one? Guys, I was never into the Backstreet Boys. Like that wasn't my thing. Not that I have anything against them, and I pretty much know like every single Backstreet Boys song like off the top of my head. Like if I listen to it on the radio. But no, Justin Timberlake was NSYNC. There was a Nick, there was like a Brian, and there was AJ. Nick Bisharaf. Kevin. Wait. Okay, wait, guys. Let me pull. Okay, guys, we have to do this now. Okay, oh no, I can't believe this. Guys, the Backstreet Boys have made it to Iran Revolution Live. Okay. Oh no. Okay, guys. Okay. So this one, I feel like this one. So this one, he is this one here. He has to be the one like this one. That's this one. Okay? This one here, that's this one. What's his name? What's his name? I feel like, or is it this one? I don't know. Which one is he? Which one is he? Like this one is definitely like Nick. Like this one is Nick for sure because he's like the young one. Oh, he's no AJ. AJ was wait, which one is AJ? Yeah, okay, that is AJ. That is AJ. Okay, so this one is AJ McDurka. Okay, so so this one here, he is AJ McDurka. AJ McDurka. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm doing the Backstreet Boys dirty, but there you go. This is like regular normal AJ. This is regular normal AJ right here. And then this is oh no, this is AJ McDurka. Oh no. Kevin is on the far side. Okay, this one is Kevin. This one's Kevin. Wait, what does Kevin look like? Which one is Kevin? Oh, yes, that is Kevin. Okay, you're right. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. So this one is Kevin, but if he's shaved. Okay, so this is Kevin. That's like the Durka version of Kevin. Okay? So this one is like the Durka version of Kevin. And then this one has like this one's Nick. Wait. So this is the Durka version of Kevin, and then this is the Durka version of Nick. So there you go. The backdoor boys. So these are the backdoor boys. And this guys, the name, you guys came up with the name and you guys voted. You guys remember, this isn't me. This was a democratic vote. So the live stream chat, all of our live stream viewers voted for the backdoor boys. And so now we're coming up with names for the backdoor boys. This is AJ McDurka. This is Durka Nick and Durka Kevin. Yeah, Larry. Yeah, Larry, you're the one. You're the one who guys, so this the backdoor boys was Larry's suggestion. So there you go. Oh my, you know what though? I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of need that laugh. I needed a good laugh, right? Because after all the sad news about the Islamic regime murdering Iranians, right? Making fun of the Durkas, it kind of it helps us get through. And you know what, guys, literally welcome to Iranian humor, because this is how we survive, right? So a lot of ups and a lot of downs. It's pretty much an emotional roller coaster. You know, 1 minute we're crying, 1 minute we're laughing, and it just kind of goes back and forth. And you know, the dark humor helps us cope with the intergenerational trauma of being Iranian, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can literally hear this in my head, right? So, okay, Rose, just for you. I'm not even a good singer, guys. Wait. Show me the meaning of being Durka. Is this the feeling I need to know now? Tell me why I can't Durka where you are. There's something missing in my Durka. There you go. Anyways. There you go. That's probably the top song of the Backdoor Boys. And I don't even know the full lyrics to that, but anyways, there you go. All right, but I digress. We've spent enough time on the Backdoor Boys. Beautiful masterpiece, guys. You know what? Maybe I should go on like America's Got Talent, and I'll be like, that was unironically good singing. Really, guys, I have a terrible voice. I actually have a terrible voice. You do not want me to do karaoke. Guys, when I was an elected official, like I would be invited to community events all the time, and like they would, have me like do karaoke, and I couldn't say no because everyone's like, oh come on, Goldie, and it was cool for people to have like their local elected officials show up and participate and do karaoke. So I did karaoke, and guys, one time I was actually singing Sweet Caroline in like a karaoke, and I fell off the stage because the stage was like the stage was really small, and I like stepped in the wrong place and I fell off the stage. However, thankfully I landed on my feet. So I didn't actually like fall. I just stepped, but then I landed gracefully. I've also been in a dunk tank as well. I've been in a dunk tank for charity to raise money for the Legion, right? The Legion. I don't know if you have. I don't know. Does the United States have legions? Legions are basically like it's like this organization. It's like the Royal Canadian Legion, and it's basically like for veterans or people who want to support people who've served, right? So yeah, I've done like okay. So you guys know. So I've literally I helped one of the local legions in the district that I used to represent. I helped them raise money for charity by participating in a dunk tank, and I think I helped them raise like just like at least $1,000, if not more, because they advertised that like the local politician Goldie is going to show up for the dunk tank. So everyone showed up. It was all in good fun, but yeah. So I do things for charity, all in good fun. So I've literally, yeah, a lot of fun. But anyways, let's get back to the Backdoor Boys. So now this is the funeral for the Backdoor Boys, supposedly, or I don't know, maybe some others. But these are a bunch of Iraqis who are crying over the dead terrorists, like the Backdoor Boys. I don't know. I mean, maybe don't be a terrorist and then you won't get boom boomed, right? I don't know what to tell you. Also, I don't know why all of them are crying because I mean, isn't this like what they want? Like don't all the Muslim Shia terrorists don't they like want to achieve martyrdom, right? Isn't achieving martyrdom like the ultimate thing to do for Allah or Muhammad or whatever? Oh, is the sound muted? Oh, I think I might have lost audio. All right. I think I might have lost audio. So let me reshare my screen then if you don't hear the audio. Honestly, you're not missing much for the audio. It's just basically some like random Arab man just yelling in Arabic. But I'll share it. I mean, I can't translate what he's saying because I don't understand Arabic. But he's just like, oh, la, 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 like, I don't know, something. Here you go. If anyone speaks Arabic, if anyone who speaks Arabic who's watching, let me know because apparently these are the groupies who are crying over the Backdoor Boys being boom boomed, right? Show me the meaning of being Durka.
ما بتي بعد ما بتي عليك ما بقول زعلتني ما بتي عليك بعد ولك ليش تزعلني سويت لك انا شنو سويت لك طلع اسولف وياك من وحده زعلني بالثلاثه ليش شنو سويت لك شنو سويت لك انا شنو سويت
I have no idea what he's saying because he's speaking in Arabic. But I was providing the morning song. Did I do a good job? Like Was my ode? Was my funeral song good? Now that's, thanks, Rose. That's stuck in my head now. Show me the meaning of being Durka. It's literally stuck in my head. Anyways, if anyone knows what they're saying, was it good background music? Thank you. Oh gosh, guys, I don't even want to imagine the smell. I don't want to imagine the smell there, but there you go. If anyone knows what they're saying, let me know. But I mean, these, like, this is in Arabic, and so remember, guys, these are all, like, these are not normal Iraqi people, okay? These are not normal Iraqis. These are the Iraqi terrorists, okay? So the same way that Iranian people are being murdered by Muslim Nazi terrorists, many Iraqis are also being murdered by the Iraqi Durkas, okay? And remember, Iraq, well, I mean, not as much anymore because many of the smaller minorities have fled, but, you know, there are a lot of Iraqis who are Assyrian, Copt, you know, Chaldean, you know, many Iraqis who are not necessarily Arab, because keep in mind, Arabs, right? Like the Arab identity and the Arab lineage, it's not from Iraq. Arabs come from Saudi Arabia and the Saudi Arabian Peninsula, right? So Arabs come from Saudi. Here, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. This is really important, right? And, you know, the same way that, you know, we have, you know, different peoples within Iran, but we're Iranian, kind of similar with Iraq. However, the challenge with Iraq is that because Iraq is a newer country, within, like, people who live within Iraq, they identify more with their tribes than they do with Iraqi nationalism. Now that is slowly changing. However, there are still some challenges there, unlike with Iranians, right? Where Iranians, we all identify with our Iranian identity because Iran has existed for 3,000 years. So let me just pull this up really quick, okay? So this is really important to understand, okay? And especially for people who are not familiar with the Middle East as much, this is going to be helpful because what's up? Here we go. This is so small. Let me make this bigger. Okay, so Arabs, right? So the Arab, you know, lineage, right? So, you know, Arab genealogy or whatever, right? Arab ethnicity, whatever you want to call it, that comes from the Arabian Peninsula, right? Which is basically Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, UAE, Qatar, okay, and Bahrain. But like when you look at the rest of the Middle East, so all of these other places, they were not originally Arab, okay? So, I mean, Iran obviously were Iranian, but then in like the Iraq, what is now modern day Iraq, the people were, well, there was a lot of Iranians there before the Arab Muslim conquest, but you also have Syrians, you know, Armenians, not Kurds, gosh, what's the other one? The Chaldeans, the Kurds. By the way, guys, so the Kurds in all of these areas here, all of the Kurdish people, that all used to be part of the Persian Empire. Because remember, going back 3,000 years, when all the various peoples united to create the Persian Empire, that included the Kurdish tribes. So the Kurdish tribes, the Persian tribes, like my tribes, the Lor Bakhtiari tribes, right? All these various groups united to become, the Persian Empire. And so we've all identified as Iranian ever since. The reason that there are, Kurdish tribes in these parts is because after the fall of the Ottoman Empire, when these countries were being carved out, oftentimes these borders were created with just sort of arbitrarily, right? And so many peoples were sort of displaced, or whatever the case might be. And of course, those who were the minority, Assyrians, Chaldeans, Copts, the various Kurdish tribes outside of Iran, they were persecuted, right? They were persecuted by the Arab Muslims because that's what Sharia law does. But yeah, so guys, when I talk about Iraq, and you have to keep in mind there are Iraqis who are not Durkas, and they are being occupied just like the rest of us, okay? And Iraq did not used to be an Arab country. So keep in mind, right? Like Arabs come from here. Any Arabs who live anywhere outside of the Arabian Peninsula, okay, that's because their ancestors were basically part of the Arab Muslim invasion. And it's basically colonization. So people like to blame white people for colonizing or whatever. Guys, I'm not going to discount like British colonization or whatever, but British colonization does not even compare to the Arab Muslim invaders and what they have done and are still continuing to do, by the way. That's what I want to mention, what they are still continuing to do, because the Arab Muslim colonization began 1400 years ago and it still has not stopped, right? So everyone loves to blame white people, but no one ever talks about the Arab Muslim invasion and how it's still ongoing. And no one ever talks about how the Arabs, right? Like, look at this. You see this? The Arab Muslims, they literally invaded Spain. They invaded Spain until the Christians fought them back and kicked them out. But of course, today it seems like like all the Christian white people who freed Spain after 700 years of Muslim occupation, they're pretty much rolling over in their graves right now, seeing what Spain has turned into today, right? Like, Spain is pretty much, it's been reconquered, right? Because within their ideology and within their religion, once they conquer a land, that land belongs to Islam forever. So that's why the Muslims, they call Spain Al-Andalus. That's their name, Al-Andalus. And, they've always talked about how they need to free Spain from Christianity, right? They have to free Spain and reclaim Spain. It's also the same reason why, they go over Israel, right? Because they hate the fact that the Jewish people, they like, literally nothing pisses off the Durkas more than the fact that the Jewish people have their own country, okay? And all of these Durkas, they accuse Israel of being like an ethnocentric state or whatever. Meanwhile, they literally have 57 Muslim countries, all focused on Islam and Sharia law. But the fact that there's this tiny little place called Israel, right? They froth at the mouth and they're like, right? Like, death to Israel, jihad garbage. But anyways, all that to say, I'm going back to that video about Iraq. This is what I want to point out. The original Iraqi people are not Arab either, but they were conquered. They were conquered, they were colonized, and now the vast majority of them speak Arabic. If there are any Assyrians or Chaldeans who are watching, let me know if because I mean I could look this up, but I would be interested to know if any of the non-Arab minorities in Iraq still speak their original language, because I know that the vast majority of people that were conquered lost their language. So I know I think it's Aramaic, right? But if anyone, like if anyone's from Iraq, or if anyone knows, let me know. If you guys were able to preserve your native language, aside from Arabic, right? Because again, like Arabic is only pretty much from here, right? But the fact that Fadi, you speak so yeah, Fadi, you're from Iraq. There we go. Fadi's our resident Iraqi, and I think Fadi is Syrian. So okay, so is it Aramaic, Fadi? Oh, is that my name in Assyrian? Very cool. Okay, guys, there you go. So we have our resident Iraqi in the chat. Fadi is here. So if anyone has any questions about Iraq, and I have to say, like, my historical knowledge is like when it comes to Iran, I'm like an expert. Other countries, not as much. I have enough general knowledge, but guys, if any of you in the live stream chat, if you have any questions about Iraq or the Assyrian people, or what Assyrian people are going through, oh, Javid Shah, of course, thank you, Fadi, we love you. Praying for a free Iraq. So yeah, there you go. So Fadi, guys, Fadi is a very good example of what I am speaking about, right? Because these, right? So like these Durkas, these Arab terrorists who are crying over the backdoor boys, they're dead Arab terrorists, right? Like these are the Iraqi terrorist militias, but they're also oppressing the real Iraqi people, because this is all part of the 1400-year-old jihad that began in Saudi Arabia, and they've conquered all of the various places. So okay, I'm very, very happy to hear that about the Assyrian people. God bless the Assyrian people. We need to free Iraq as well, right? And we will. So here's the thing. The reason that there are many people in the Middle East who are paying close attention to what's happening in occupied Iran is because those of us who are from the Middle East, and those of us who are victims of Islamic terrorism and jihad, we know that a free Iran will be sort of like the domino effect, right? So freeing Iran will have a domino effect on the rest of the Middle East. So yeah, wow. Okay, so anyways, now we can watch these Iraqi Durka terrorists crying over the backdoor boys. I don't know what he's saying. This is Arabic. I don't know what he's saying. That's the translation.
ما ابكي بعد، ما ابكي عليك، ما زعلتني، ما ابكي عليك بعد. ولك ليش تزعلني؟ ايش سويت لك؟ انا شنو سويت لك؟ البارحة اسولف وياك من وحدة، تزعلني بثلاثة، ليش؟ شنو سويت لك؟ انا شنو سويت؟ اريد عليه.
There you go. So he's like, I never got to see you live in concert. I never got to see you live in concert. What happened? Right? Remember, they're crying over the backdoor boys. The backdoor boys. There you go. See, we have some fun. It's, you know, serious stuff, but we also have a little bit of fun here and there. All right, guys, I have more news of Durka Kotlets for you. So, who's this? Nice. Okay, guys. So this happened a few days ago. Okay, so it's this Durka here, Khabar Margesh. So this one here, okay, this one here. Major General Iqbal Pur, one of the commanders of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, was killed in Saudi Arabia's attacks on Iraq today. Wow. What is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps doing in Iraq, right? Right? Think about that. That's because the IRGC is part of the Islamic regime, and the Islamic regime is a foreign occupying invading force, right? The Islamic regime created. No, I don't think they actually look. No. Omid, I don't think they actually look like that. Okay. Wait. Before we go to that, so Akisi says, I'm Assyrian and still speak our ancient language. So do, I think you mean Chaldeans. That's probably just a autocorrect or something. Okay, amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, so I'm actually really happy to hear that the Assyrian people, you guys were able to keep your language and prevent it from being erased by the Arab Muslim invaders. So there you go, guys. So if anyone has any questions, just oh gosh, I just had that comment here. Anyways, I lost it, but there we go. Akisi. So Akisi, if anyone has questions, so we have Fadi and we have Akisi in the live stream chat. So if any of you have any questions about Assyrians or, you know, the Assyrian people, there you go. We have 2 Assyrians here, and so happy to have you guys here. Yeah, Chaldean. She meant Chaldean. It was just like an autocorrect to Canadian. That's fine. But we all know what she meant. So there you go. We have our Assyrian friends here. Oh wait, Akisi translated. Oh, I missed that. Okay, what was, guys? Sorry, I wasn't looking at the comments. What was the guy saying? Okay, let me go back. If anyone can repost. If anyone can repost what Akisi said, I would love to know what that guy was saying. Sorry, guys, it's hard for me to see all of the comments because I'm also looking at the screen. But if anyone can copy and paste, or if Akisi can reshare the translation, I would love to know what the guy was saying over the coffin of the dead backdoor boys. And guys, no, I'm pretty sure the image is AI generated. Guys, this is, I don't know. This can't be real, right? This can't be real. I'm pretty sure this is AI generated. If this is real, let me know. But I'm pretty, guys, if I was a gambling person, I would say this is AI generated. You can tell from, I don't know, it's AI generated. Oh, we have another Assyrian. Guys, oh my gosh. Look at this. Assyrian here from Australia, Melbourne. Guys, the Assyrians are invading. I'm joking. We love Assyrians. You know what, guys? So Assyrians are pretty much like Iranians, right? Middle Eastern people immigrate to Western countries to escape, Islam and jihad. And, just like Iranians, the Assyrian people integrate very well into Western society. And, you never even notice. You never notice them, or you never notice Iranians or anyone else because, we are those Middle Easterners who escape Durka and Islam and jihad, right? And just like Iranian people, Assyrians integrate very well into Western societies because we share the same values, right? We literally share the same values and cultural norms and stuff, and many of us are escaping Islam and jihad in the Middle East. Yes, I know. Thank you, Akis. I didn't see the translation. I didn't see the translation, Akisi, but I'm sure it's in the live stream chat. I'll go back at some point in the live stream chat, and I will find that translation. But yeah, guys, this is AI generated, like, or like at least edited with AI. Like, it's obvious this is edited with AI. But you know, Iranians are joking about the backdoor boys, and you know, with good reason. With good reason. Anyway, so now we have this Durka jihadi who was cutleted by the United States and Saudi Arabia. Now, guys, we have a lot of new viewers, and I've seen a lot of people who are asking, what does cutlet mean? What does cutlet mean? And why do we refer to terrorists who have been boom-boomed by the Islamic regime as cutlet? Well, this it's actually like another, you know, Iranian dark humor, and it actually started with Qasem Soleimani. Oh, sorry. There's a helicopter outside my window. All right. Okay. So the whole cutlet meme started with Qasem Soleimani. And here, let me find a good, so I can find a good one. Oh my gosh, this is like the very, very dark humor right now. Oh gosh. Okay. So these are cutlets, okay? These are cutlets, right? So cutlets are basically, it's basically like the Iranian version of a hamburger, okay? And it's really delicious, right? So it's like a ground beef patty, and you know, it's made with like ground beef or, you know, lamb, but usually beef, meat and onions, right? So potato, meat, and onions, right? So ground beef with like shredded, you know, potato and shredded onions, and you know, you make them into a patty, you fry them, you eat them, super delicious, super delicious. And it's basically like the Iranian version of a hamburger. And you know, we have them with like tomatoes and pickles and like, you know, some lettuce and French fries, and you know, we have them in like, you know, pita bread or Iranian bread or whatever kind of bread. So the cutlet meme started back in January of 2020 when President Trump, and for you, you know, for everyone who supports President Trump, you guys will enjoy this story. So when President Trump boom-boomed Qasem Soleimani, and if you remember Qasem Soleimani, right? Like he's like the Durkas, they still haven't gotten over the fact that Qasem Soleimani has been sent to hell, right? So like they literally hold his image everywhere. In like funerals or like processions or whatever, right? So like here's an example. So these are like Hezbollah, these are like Hezbollah Arabs in Lebanon, and they're literally holding pictures of Qasem Soleimani, right? So again, guys, if you needed more proof that the Islamic regime is not Iranian and the Islamic regime is like an Arab in occupying, invading force, there you go. Because why are a bunch of like, you know, Arab Lebanese terrorists Hezbollah terrorists, why are they holding images of, this dead, dead war criminal that was like Khamenei's right-hand man and occupied Iran, right? But like all the Durkas are related, right? Like there's so much like inbreeding. Keep in mind, when it comes to like the Durkas, their family tree looks like a family circle, right? It's basically like a family circle. So anyways, when President Trump exterminated Qasem Soleimani, like the garbage terrorist war criminal that he was, there was literally nothing left of him. Like he was boom boomed so hard that pretty much all that was left of him was like, maybe his finger and a ring and, just like a bunch of like ground beef. Okay. Like it was basically just like a bunch of like meat. Like that's pretty much all that was left. So back in January of 2020, in honor of President Trump boom booming Qasem Soleimani and sending him to hell. And this is where the Iranian dark humor comes in. So Iranians celebrated the extermination of Qasem Soleimani by making cutlets, right? Ground beef. Yes, that is very dark humor, right? So the cutlet meme originated because when President Trump boom boomed Qasem Soleimani, he was boom boomed so hard that nothing was left of him, like nothing recognizable was left of him except for like some ground beef, ground meat, sorry. And so Iranians celebrated and thanked President Trump back in 2020 by making ground beef patties in honor of the cutleting of Qasem Soleimani. And this is a big thing. This is a big deal. This is a huge meme. There are a lot of cutlet memes out there. Like, let me see if I can find a few of these memes. I'm telling you guys, like Qasem Soleimani is just the beginning. Like Iranian humor is savage, right? Like our humor is very dark, and that's because of the trauma that we've gone through. So I know a lot of Jewish people understand our dark humor. Also, people who have served. So I know that, for example, U.S. service members, or anyone who served in the military, you guys have very dark humor. People who are like in a first responder role, whether it's police or firefighters or whatever, very dark humor, right? Because that's kind of how we deal with the trauma and everything. So it kind of makes sense, right? Like it makes sense because we've all sort of, it's the dark humor that dark humor helps us cope. But let me see if I can find a few of the memes for you guys. So okay, so this is one of the memes that I actually made myself. So when this was a while ago, this was on March 4, when we heard news of the United States boom booming one of the Islamic regime warships that was called the Soleimani. I made this image in honor of the United States, boom booming the Islamic regime ship. And I was like, this is the second time that they've turned Qasem Soleimani into a cutlet. So there's that. There's like some really funny, there's one cutlet meme where it's like, I can't find it now. There's one cutlet meme. Anyways, so as you can see, like for the longest time, whenever we hear news of like a boom boom or an IRGC who's been exterminated, that's why we call it a cutlet, because basically it's like a reference to when President Trump exterminated Qasem Soleimani. and turned him into ground beef. And as you can see, like, look at this one. Oh gosh, look at this. So, okay. The Islamic Republic has destroyed Iran for 46 years. Today it is dragging the country towards war. No one has shed as much Iranian blood as these terrorists. We will defeat this regime. We will bring about Khamenei's downfall. The lion and sun flag will once again fly high. And then, here's an image of all these like jihadi terrorists, and they've all been turned into cutlet. So yeah, and this post is from June 2025. So this post is from a year ago, and it's in Persian, right? So this cutlet meme has been around for oh my gosh, this was actually really funny. So for the longest time, guys, so this, again, Iranian dark humor, the last one, and then I'll go to the questions and comments and super chats, okay? But this was really funny. So this was a while ago. When was this? This was 2024. So guys, this was 2 years ago. Okay, so 2 years ago, when Israel and the IDF, when they boomed the IRGC embassy in Syria, okay, so they boomed the IRGC embassy in Syria. One Iranian person went and they actually changed the name of the embassy, and they changed it. Oh my gosh. So, okay, I'll read this for you. But guys, look at this. So they changed the name of the IRGC embassy to a butcher shop, okay? And then it says, Kababi va kotleti ba maze sepahi. So basically this means like kebabs and cutlets with the taste of sepah. Sepah, of course, is the IRGC or the Basij, right? So after Israel boomed the embassy of the Islamic regime in Damascus, Syria, Iranians changed the name to a butcher shop. Okay, this has been removed, guys, so this is no longer there. This only lasted for like maybe 1 or 2 days. I took a screenshot of it, but if you go and search for the embassy of the Islamic regime in Syria, this is gone. But this was a classic thing. So someone changed the name to the Kebab and Cutlet store with Sepah flavor and gave it 5 stars, right? So this Cutlet and Kebab meme, that's a big deal, right? Oh guys, oh my gosh. Someone's calling this the Cutlet of the Rings. Oh my gosh, guys. So you know how there's like Lord of the Rings? This is the Cutlet of the Rings. So I think this is Qasem Soleimani. This is the original Cutlet. That's Arabic music. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so here's the thing, right? So see this at the bottom? Oh my gosh, this is an Arabic video meme humor joke, which is hilarious, right? Because remember, those of you who watched Iran Revolution Live a few weeks ago, before I went away for a couple of weeks, Jassim was with us and he was sharing some incredible Arabic memes and humor. Guys, I should actually invite my friend Assad to join us. Assad, he's Syrian. He is a Syrian Christian. He's an Arab Syrian Christian, and big supporter of the Iranian people, big supporter of our freedom. I should actually have him on sometime so that he can give his perspective as well, because he's a very good Durka whisperer as well, and he's now actually a proud American. So there you go. But anyway, so this is from him. But you can see, so this is the original Durka. This is Qasem Soleimani, who was boomed by President Trump back in January of 2020. And then you can see like all that was basically left of him is like his hand with like the ring. And then here he's like passing along the ring to Salami. Now, Salami, guys, so we are now activating, we're activating another Durka on our Boom Boom Bingo sheet. This is Salami right here, okay? This is Salami. we haven't spoken about him very much. I haven't talked about him quite, very often because he was boom boomed by Israel last year. Okay, so he was cutleted and sent to hell by Israel and the IDF last year, which is why I don't really speak about him. But for those of you who are, keeping track of the Durkas on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet, here's another Durka that has now been activated or unlocked. We've unlocked a new character on the Boom Boom Bingo sheet. So that's Salami. And he was literally turned into Salami last year by the IDF. So, all right, where's that video? Guys, I have too many tabs open. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So now going back here. So this is Soleimani giving the ring to Salami. And then the title of this video is The Cutlet of the Rings.
يا بيا الخواتم بالموسم اللي جاي جيب لي معك شي خاتم يا بيا الخواتم رح يفرق لي حبيبي يحبس لي حبيبي بخاتم قال لي انطريني برجع بصيف فيني ولا تسأليني خبيني كهري قال لي انطريني برجع بصيف يا بيا.
There you go. So that's basically like the Lord of the Rings, but Durka. So it's like the cutlet of the rings, right? So yeah. So now so I hope now you guys understand, because I know some people were asking, well, Omid's like, which one's the wife? Oh, that's, guys, it's pretty obvious, right? So, he's obviously the husband, and then everyone else, they're the wives, because, they can have as many wives and concubines as they want, right? So there you go. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing. Don't ask me. This is like the weird thing, right? It's Lord of the Durka. Lord of the Durka is what this is. You're watching Lord of the Durka. But yeah, so for everyone who's wondering why we refer to dead Muslim terrorists as Qutlit, now you know why. It's because when President Trump boom boomed Qasem Soleimani back in January 2020 and sent him to hell where he belongs, there was literally nothing left of him except for, his hand and a ring and like some, shredded meat. So Iranians celebrated and thanked, President Trump by making cutlets. There you go. There's some Iranian humor for you guys. All right. And then there's one final video that I want to share, and then I'm going to end my live stream, but I'll be back later this evening. This live stream has gone on much later than I thought. There's too much to share. So I'm going to end off with this video. This is like some sort of funeral video. So this is video of the funeral ceremony of the Iranian and Iraqi terrorists who were murdered by the United States and Saudi airstrikes in Iraq. So let's watch the Durka funeral. Oh, and then so they're chanting La ilaha illallah, which means there is no God but Allah. So it's basically like right, like they're just like whatever, while they're like. Yep. You know what's weird? So this is in Iraq, and yet they have like an image. Oh, it's muted. Sorry guys, because I lost my screen. Sorry guys, it's because the screen sharing. Let me reshare my screen, guys. Sorry. Honestly, you're not missing much, but I'll reshare it with the audio. Sorry guys, thank you for letting me know. I've been having some technical difficulties. I think it's because I have too many tabs open. I have like 100 tabs open right now. A Rumble Rant super chat. Okay, I will make sure to get to the Rumble Rant super chat. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, guys, so here are the Durkas in Iraq. And by the way, why in the Allahu Akbar jihad is there an image of Khamenei, Khabar Margesh, on a billboard in Iraq, right? It's because the Muslims, they're also occupying Iraq, right? So basically, they're just like, la, 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 la. So la ilaha illallah means there is no God but Allah. Okay, so keep in mind, a lot of people will say that la ilaha illallah means there is no God but one God, and all gods are the same. They're lying. That's taqiyya. That's taqiyya. La ilaha illallah means there is no God but Allah, because the word for God in Arabic is different from the word for Allah. Okay, so the word for God in Arabic is ilah, and then the name of the Muslim God is Allah. So when they say la ilaha illallah, that means there is no God but Allah. Okay, I don't know a lot of Arabic, but I know enough. I know enough to get me by. Yeah, so they're literally saying there is no God but Allah, which means that they are and that's one of their prayers, right? There's no God but Allah. Anyways, that's like what they're saying, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like the song from the Backdoor Boys is much better, right? Like it's just more fitting, right? Show me the meaning of being Durka. Is this the feeling I need to know now? Tell me why I can't Durka where you are. There's something in my Durka heart. Show me the meaning of being Durka. Is this the Durka I need to know now? Tell me why I can't Durka where you are. There's something missing in my Durka. Yeah, this is all Rose's fault. This is literally all Rose's fault. Because she got that song stuck in my head, and now I can't stop singing Show Me the Meaning of Being Durka. There you go, guys. That is from the Backdoor Boys. The Backdoor Boys, remember? Where are the Backdoor? Here you go. That was the single. The single. And guys, the Backdoor Boys, they were a one-hit wonder, guys. You know what? The Backdoor Boys, they literally give a new meaning to the term one-hit wonder. Because was the one-hit wonder the song, or was the one-hit wonder the fact that they were hit once and then they were boom boomed? Oh my gosh, double entendre, one-hit wonder. Yeah, one-hit cutlets. There you go, one-hit cutlets. There you go. Okay, guys. So that's where we're going to end the live stream. I will get to your questions and comments and super chats, of course. So let me start with Rumble before I forget. So let me pull up my Rumble. And thank you guys for letting me know about Rumble, because for some reason, Rumble super chats, they do not show up, and it is very, very frustrating. One of the most frustrating things ever. Where is the Rumble? I don't see a Rumble super chat. Am I missing it? Rumble rant where? Wait, pop out. Maybe if I pop out the chat, I'll see it. Okay, I might have to unpin something. Oh, okay, I see it. Okay, guys, so the message was pinned, so I wasn't able to see it. Okay, so, okay, I figured it out. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, so let me go to Rumble. This is the only way that I can actually share Rumble rants, because the software that I use doesn't allow it doesn't allow me to see the comments. So thank you guys. So Matt sent a Rumble rant, and Matt says, "Thank you for your coverage. Praying for a free Iran. Javed Shah, love from Houston, Texas." Oh, thank you, my favorite state. Oh, thank you so much, guys. And God bless America. We're praying for everyone's safety, especially everyone who is in the Middle East. Thank you so much for your support. We Iranians, we love you guys. We love America. We cannot wait until Iran is free so that we can welcome you back to our country with open arms, just like we used to before 1979, when the Muslim Nazis took over. Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you for watching. And of course, big shout out to the Rumble crew. It's a small but very loyal crew. So just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's watching on Rumble. Love you guys. Love all of you. Thank you for your support. And, your conversations on Rumble always have me like laughing so much. So you guys crack me up. Love you guys. Thank you for that. Okay, let me get to the rest of the questions and comments and super chats now. So we have a comment from Steak and Beans. "My Jewish Syrian grandma used to tell me many tales in Arabic and Hebrew. I told my grandma I liked those Arabian tales, but she told me many of the tales come from older Persia, Iran." Actually, yeah, exactly. Like I told you, 1001 Nights, that's actually an Iranian thing. It's not an Arab thing. And if you guys recall, do you guys remember that commercial I shared with you guys from Iran Air? Like, so part of that commercial from Iran Air. Okay, this is so this is back again when Iran was a normal country, right? And even in the travel ads for Iran Air, let me share my screen. Let me just hide this message for a moment. So even back in the 1970s, during the back when Iran was normal, when Iran, the country, was advertising tourism to Iran, as part of the draw, it was welcome to the land of 1001 nights, right? Not 1001 Arabian Nights, 1001 nights. Okay, because the whole 1001 nights is an Iranian thing. And again, the princess Shahrazad, right? Her name Shahrazad is Iranian. Like, her name is not Sakine or Fatimeh or I don't know, whatever. Her name is Shahrazad. That's an Iranian name. Yeah, Princess Jasmine was Iranian because that comes, like jasmine comes from the word Yasmin or Yasaman, and Yasaman is an Iranian name. All right, so guys, here's the 1970s commercial where people are being invited to the land of 1,001 nights, aka Iran. And yes, the music, I love the background music. It's like the stereotypical like do 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 like Middle Eastern music. Just watch this. I love this.
Well, here we are in Tehran, the exciting capital of Iran. I boarded this new IRANIAN 747 special performance jet in New York City. The non-stop flight took exactly 11 hours and 15 minutes, and we flew 1 mile higher than other jets. So we had an unusually smooth flight. I enjoyed the excellent food, the first-run movie, Persian hospitality, and even slept a little. Now refreshed and relaxed, I'm ready to explore Tehran and all the other pleasures that can be found in the land of 1,001 nights.
Did you catch that? So he's like, now that I'm refreshed, I'm, ready to explore everything that could be found within the land of 1,001 nights. Okay. Because before, like everyone knew that Iran was known as the land of 1,001 nights, because 1,001 nights comes from Iran. Listen to this again.
Like, I'm ready to explore Tehran and all the other pleasures that can be found in the land of 1,001 nights. Let IRANIAN take you on a journey to adventure you will never forget. Romantic, exciting, breathtaking Iran.
IRANIAN. We take you there, we take you back.
Okay, what is up with the slogan, by the way? That slogan, it's like what? We take you there, we take you back. Right. So basically the slogan is like, we're going to make sure you're not being held hostage. I don't know, man. Weird slogan from IRANIAN back in the 1970s. Probably not something that I would have said, I would have maybe said, come up with something a little different. But yeah, like, back when Iran was a normal country in the 1970s, right? In the 1970s, Americans could travel freely to the United States and, could travel freely to Iran. And everything was cool. Everything was cool. But as you can tell, the land of 1,001 nights is an Iranian thing. And just like everything else, the Arab Muslim invaders, they basically stole it and they claim it as their own, even though it's literally not, right? Like, Islam has nothing of itself. The only thing that Islam is known for is death and destruction and jihad and, enslavement and, a 50-year-old pedophile marrying a 6-year-old, right? Like that's what Islam is known for. Everything else has been taken from all the various cultures in the Middle East that they have, taken over, right? And that includes Shahrazad and the land of 1,001 nights. The land of 1,001 nights is literally Iran, and all the stories come from Iran. So there you go, little history lesson for you guys. And yeah, thank you, Steak and Beans. So very, very insightful comment. And yeah, that's your Jewish Syrian grandma is absolutely correct in that. Absolutely correct. Okay. You saw Spain clip of a woman welcoming illegals. Yeah. I mean, these Karens are going to destroy your countries. Like they're just as dangerous as the illegals, right? So I don't know, man. It's definitely an issue. It's wild. Steak and Beans, multiculturalism, what a sad joke. But yeah, I agree, right? Like, guys, not all cultures are equal. There are certain cultures that are garbage cultures and garbage ideologies, and they don't belong in civilized society, right? So, for example, I don't know, female genital mutilation. There are many cultures and ideologies and religions who believe that FGM is acceptable. I think that is garbage, and I think that those cultures and ideologies and religious practices or traditions need to be called out for what they are. Okay, and FGM is very prominent in certain parts of the Middle East, not in Iran, but looking at Egypt and some of those areas around Egypt. There are a number of African countries, African Muslim countries, where FGM is still very, very prevalent, and it is a horrifying thing, right? And we should be able to call it out and say that's not okay. And but it's become this whole like cultural relativism thing, right? Just because something is your culture doesn't mean it's okay, right? And we should be able to call it out, because otherwise, how else are we going to advance as a society, right? Like, think about it. We literally have in the United States, Elon Musk is like building spaceships because he wants to like go to Mars. Okay, so we have one society and one culture that is looking at space travel, and then we have another society, another culture in like a third world hellhole somewhere in the Middle East, where they believe that they have to engage in female genital mutilation because that's what their religion tells them to do. That's what their demon god Allah tells them to do, right? Not all cultures are equal. We need to call these things out. Kevin Shaw gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Kevin. Appreciate that. Now we have, guys, thank you for all the gifts in the live stream chat. I appreciate all of that. Omid says, come on, Goldie, it's the machine gun of beasts. Yeah, Omid's referring to the police officer with the machine gun in the truck. Yeah, of course, a machine gun of beasts. That's what they call it. Yeah. I appreciate that, guys. Right here, this is classic example of Iranian, dark humor. So I actually find this hilarious, even though it's very dark and morbid. But there you go. That's how we cope. Eliani says, I have some familiarity with 50 cal guns, Army vet. Well, first of all, Eliani, thank you so much for your service. We love and respect and honor everyone who served, so thank you. Using that thing on innocent people is diabolical. I agree. Prayers for the Iranian people. Jabicha. Thank you so much, Eliani. And yeah, so I mean, now I think seeing this, right? So this is what Eliani is referring to. The Durka jihadi police officer loading this dushka, right? Like basically, so this is what was used to murder Iranians on January 8 and 9, right? So just one of these bullets could probably tear through like 10 Iranian people, right? Like 10 people. I know I said Iranian, but like one of these bullets could probably just easily rip through 10 people, if not more, right? And these are people unarmed, no weapons, no protection, nothing. And imagine just like, I don't know, 10 of these machine guns opening fire into a crowd of 10,000 or 20,000. Can you understand how easy it is to murder Iranians, and how easy it was to get to at least 54,000 in 2 days alone? Because imagine this happening in at least 30 or 40 cities across occupied Iran simultaneously, because that's what happened. The Islamic regime activated and engaged these terrorists, and they went out with their machine guns in 30 to 40 different cities, and they just open fire, right? On everyone. Absolutely horrific stuff, right? There you go. That's them. And then they're making this video to taunt Iranian people and basically say, don't try to rise up, because if you try to rise up, our machine guns and our bullets are waiting for you, and we're going to get you. So this video is made to scare the Iranian people into not rising up to overthrow the Muslim Nazis. Yeah. Viperus says, in 1984, it was doublethink. Yes, that's what it was. It wasn't, yeah, you're right. I said doublespeak, but it was doublethink. Believing two opposites that cannot coexist are true at the same time, and news speak. The control of manipulation of the population by use of language, including the banning of words and changing of the words' meaning. 100% exactly. In fact, the Islamic regime, they engage in both doublethink and news speak at the same time. So, you know, the word for our martyrs is Javid Nam, right? The eternal heroes. This is something that we have been using to call, you know, that's what we name the Iranians who have lost their lives on the fight for freedom against the Islamic regime. Recently, in order to combat that, and in order to claim language and take it from us, the Islamic regime came out with a website called the Javid Nam website, which is insane because the Islamic regime, they call their martyrs Shahid, right? Like they've always been the Shahid. We call our martyrs Javid Nam. But then the Islamic regime, in order to try and, you know, claim the Javid Nam name from us and, you know, take ownership of it, they came up with this website where, you know, allegedly 40 million Iranians signed up to, you know, become future Javid Nams, aka future martyrs. But yeah, the Islamic regime engages in both doublethink and newspeak all the time. Absolutely. Yeah, I really need to go back and reread 1984 because, like, the Islamic regime is like the modern day version of 1984, except it's on, like, you know, jihadi crack, essentially. But Vipers, thank you so much. That's a great point. Omid says, remember when Khamenei died, Tehran's sky cleared? Yeah, it's true. The day that Khamenei died, all the pollution left, and there was actually like a rainbow. A few days afterwards, Iranians saw a rainbow in Tehran for like the first time in like a decade or something because all the pollution had gone. Yeah. I mean, basically, you know, that's what happens when you get rid of garbage, right? Like when you get rid of pollution, the environment heals. So, you know, getting rid of the Durkas is healing Iran. Steak and Beans, Hollywood crying is not so convincing. Yeah, I agree. There's no tears there. Push-ups. The Bible says Persian Empire had 127 provinces stretching from India to Ethiopia. Is it true? So actually, yeah, I mean, the Persian Empire, at its peak, it covered about 5.5 million square kilometers and held roughly 44% of the global population. It was the biggest empire the ancient world had ever seen. So this is a map of the Persian Empire superimposed over the United States to give you guys, I guess, a better understanding of how big it was. Okay, so let me remove your comment for a moment here. So the Persian Empire, like this is like over here is where Iran would be. And then as you can see here, like it's kind of like going over to like Northern Africa. And then over here is like Israel. And then there was like parts of what is now modern day Europe. And then on this side, yeah, it expanded to India as well. One of the reasons that the Persian Empire was so large at its peak is because people, like, obviously, like, you know, there was conquering and like, you know, battles and whatever. But once a land or territory came under the Persian Empire, the people immediately became citizens, right? So there was no slavery in the Persian Empire. The people became citizens, and they were allowed to keep their language. They were allowed to keep their religion, right? Because the whole concept of freedom of religion. And basically, the people became citizens, so they were taxpayers. So the Persian Empire, like actually, so one of the reasons that or you know, one of the inventions of the Persians during the Persian Empire was the mail system, right? Because the Persian Empire was so large, they pretty much invented the concept of the mail system, right? Like where you send a letter and it goes somewhere else. So, you know, Persians created that. They created the concept of highways, you know, taxation, and there was no slavery. There was no slavery. So, you know, when people were, you know, conquered, they basically became citizens of the Persian Empire, and they paid their taxes, and then they were basically under the protection of the Persian army. And the vast majority of people appreciated that, because that meant that they weren't being, you know, that they had protection from the other empires or whatever. So, but yeah, at its peak, that's pretty much how big the Persian Empire was. That's about 3,000, like 2,500 years ago. Again, I'm not super up to date on my ancient Persian history. I'm more of a modern day geopolitical analyst, but yeah, those are just some small facts about the Persian Empire. Okay, let's go to the next comment. Life is Too Short says, I've been told you're rubbing off on me. Instead of cursing, I say, what in the Allahu Akbar is this Durka Durka? Oh my gosh, that's probably, you know, that's the best way to do it, right? Just, if you like, so that's great, but here's my recommendation. If you want to like make it extra curse wordy, you should say, what in the Allahu Akbar jihad is this? What in the Allahu Akbar jihad did I just witness, right? And really put an emphasis on the G, like jihad. That's where you put the emphasis, and then that'll make it even better. Honestly, that's what I say instead of swearing and cursing, and it's better too. Thank you for that. And then T. Thompson says, I was in Army, EOD, bomb disposal, 70 to 74. Yeah, our humor was pretty dark. The EOD monument to our KIAs was called the effed up list. Yeah, yes, I have a lot of friends who've served, and very, very dark humor, and you know, like I certainly get it, and a lot of people do, but I think those of us who have experienced really dark things, or who've been traumatized by really dark things, you know, humor is one of the ways to cope with the trauma and get us over things. So yeah, thank you for sharing. And yeah, lots of different people from, you know, different experiences have dark humor. That includes, of course, Iranians. Sassafras, Rumble, super chance. Thank you so much, Sassafras. So I saw that. Is there another Rumble super chant? Did I miss? I thought there was only one. Okay, let me go back to Rumble and make sure that I didn't miss the Rumble rants. Like, guys, I feel terrible because I can't actually, I don't see it. I only saw the one from Matt. I only saw the one from Matt. Was that it, guys? Oh, I read it? Okay, I read it. Okay, all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, thank you. You guys are the best. Minor Dine, a 1984 audiobook watch party would be fun. Okay, I mean, I would have to look into the copyright rules about that, but if I could find maybe like a royalty-free version, where we do like an audiobook watch party of 1984, I would be totally down for that. I would be down for that. Let me look into that and see what I can find, mine or dine, because that would be kind of cool. Mark Levin on Fox News is talking about Iran. Okay, thank you so much. I mean, I missed that, but I'll definitely share that probably tomorrow. But thank you, Stephen. I'm so sorry I saw this a little bit too late. But I will, like, I always have time for Mark Levin, and I think he might have a replay. There might be a replay later tonight, but if not, I will get the full clip. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. And then Ida says, show me the meaning of being Durka should be the next hit. I agree, guys. I agree. You know what? It's going to be like, do you remember those commercials from the 90s? Where it's like, where they would have like these like these like late night commercials where you like they would have like they would advertise, what is it, like, I'm trying to think of my thoughts here, like they would advertise like, here's what I'm talking about. It's like they would advertise these like DVD or like music collections, and then you had to call like a 1-800 number to like order like the collection or whatever. Do you guys remember those like 90s commercials? So like, here's one example. Guys, I should make like a list.
Imagine a world where time drifts slowly, a world where music carries you away. Experience pure moods.
I'm totally going to be copyrighted for this. I don't even care. This is worth it. Remember these like late night?
The perfect soundtrack for your way of life. Direct from Europe, this multi-platinum collection has won the hearts of millions. Pure ecstasy, pure moods. No other collection captures the mood better.
Anyways, you guys, and then there was like, then they go and, pure moods, and then, and then here you go. It's like the list of all the songs they have.
Set adrift with the timeless pleasures of tubular bells.
Wait, that song is from a horror movie. Wait, that piano music. I recognize that piano music. Where's that from? Wait, I know that. Where's that from? That song was used in a horror movie. The Exorcist. It sounds like The Exorcist.
Tubular bells. Or take a trip into the unknown with the X-Files theme. Pure emotion, pure pleasure. No other collection gives you the feeling of pure moods. Get yours now on cassette or compact disc.
Wait, Quills, you have this CD? Picture or it didn't happen. There's no way you have this. There's no way you have this CD.
To order pure mood.
There you go. This is what I was waiting for. Right? So they would always advertise like some random CD. Do you think this number actually works? Ooh, Colorado Springs. Do you think if I call this number, they'll answer? Should I call? Guys, I'm going to call this number. I'm not joking. I'm going to call this number. I'm going to see if it actually works. I would totally buy this CD if someone answers. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm calling. We're totally off script right now. 1-800-234-601. Okay, let's see what happens.
Thank you for calling. For more information about Colonial Penn life insurance plans, all calls are recorded and monitored.
Nope. Nope. The phone number has been taken over by a life insurance company. So there you go. I don't need life insurance, but there you go. That's a shame, because I would totally order this CD. That's a shame. You guys heard that, right? It was life insurance. All right, there you go. But anyways, all that to say, going back to what Ida was saying, guys, I should make my own version of like the Backdoor Boys, and I'll make like a CD tribute. And there you go. There you go. That's. Oops. That's what we'll do. That will be my next project, okay? When Iran is free, and the revolution is over, I'll work on making a CD. There you go. The CD. Okay. Amir gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Amir. Blue Sky, Ilhan Omar will accuse you of being a white supremacist. I mean, actually, the Durkas already accused me of being a white supremacist anyway. They accuse all of us Iranians of being white supremacists. It's like the weirdest thing, because we don't fit into their, Durka jihadi box. They accuse us of being white supremacists, and it's, whatever. That's fine. I would rather be accused of being a white supremacist than be accused of being like a terrorist, right? So there you go. Blue Sky says, correction from me, B-52s were already used back in March. They can be precision platforms. Desert Storm 800 sorties flown. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the correction. Appreciate that. All right, guys, I wanted to thank all of you for tuning in to today's Saturday edition of Iran Revolution Live. We went on much longer than I thought, guys. Like, this has been going on. Sorry. Sorry, I got a comment here. I have my WhatsApp open on my screen. Probably distracting me. But anyways, I just want to thank all of you for tuning in for day 203 of Iran Revolution Live. Went on a little bit longer than usual, but I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. We had some highs, we had some lows, and it's Saturday, so it's good to have a little bit of fun once in a while to kind of balance out all the negativity and the Durka jihadi stuff, because this is how we Iranians, we have survived for 47 years. This is how we keep ourselves motivated, right? We make sure that we find moments to laugh, whether it's making fun of the Islamic regime or whatever the case may be, because ultimately the Islamic regime, what they're trying to do is they're trying to suppress us so much that we just become depressed people, and we just give up, right? And so part of the reason that we make jokes and we laugh, and we laugh in the face of death and suppression and oppression, is this is one of the ways that we are fighting back against the Muslim Nazis that are occupying us. So there you go. And I want to thank all of you for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's edition of Iran Revolution Live. A little bit more casual. Anyways, guys, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, but I will be back for tonight's evening edition of The Goldie Show, where we're going to go over what's currently happening between the United States and Israel versus the Islamic regime. So make sure that you have your notifications turned on. That's when I'm going to talk and do more of a deep dive into what President Trump has been saying, what Marco Rubio has been saying as well, because Marco Rubio said some very interesting things recently. We are going to go over all of that later tonight. So have your notifications turned on. And as always, I'm Israel Chai. God bless America. Javid Shah and Payanda Iran. I'll see all of you guys very soon.
غرق انقلاب است.
کشور ما، تاریخ ما درسی دگر فرا گرفته، گویی اهورا مستا دوباره در نور خود مرا گرفته. هشتم سرودی سر میدهم باز فارغ از رنج و تشویش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. هن ای پدر، هن ای پسر، برخیز و با ما شو همگام، تا درد آن تجربه تلخ ما را نکشیده در پا. بگذار هر دم بغرند گرگ‌ها در لباس میش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ای کارگر، ای برزگر، راحت قانون ادامه دارد در این زمان که پرتو یزدان از هر سو بر تو میبارد. پس پیش به سوی آزادی از بحر خزر تا کیش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. خلقا به پا بهر دفاع از استقلال و آزادی، تا بشکنیم پشت ارتجاع تیریزی ویران آبادی. تا زنده سازیم سنت‌های ملی از من آیین و کیش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش.
با امید روزی که تمام این دلبشو انقلاب تموم بشه و ما در روشنایی، نور و سعادت مردم کشورمون غرق بشیم.
نه خارجی نه بیگانه، نه مستشارهای ویرانی، نه چیر خاران نه کاسلیسان، فقط هم رزمان ایرانی. با شرافت میهنی بسازی بهر فرزندان خویش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. مردم بیایی داخل صف ما، اکنون که آغاز رویاست. دشمنان بدانید ما زنده هستیم، بعد از ما هم ایران پابرجاست. آن روح شیطان ما را فریب داد با صد شعار مردمیش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش. پرچم ما، پرچم ایران غرق خون شهیدان، روی شانه هامان حمل میکنیمش در هر خیابان و میدان. تا ماسک دلغکان را برداریم از روی تسبیح و ریش، ایران غرق انقلاب است، به پیش به پیش به پیش.